You know, we're sitting here, you and I, like a couple of regular fellas. I mean, you do what you do, I do what I gotta do. And now that we've been face to face, if I'm there and I gotta put you away, I won't like it. But I'll tell you, if it's between you and some poor bastard whose wife you're gonna turn into a widow, brother, you are going down.
There's a flip side to that coin. What if you do got me boxed in, and I gotta put you down? Because no matter what, you will not get in my way. We've been face to face, yeah. But I will not hesitate. Not for a second.
Maybe that's the way it'll be. Or, who knows?
Well, maybe we'll never see each other again.
22 miles of hard road, 33 years of tough luck, 44 skulls buried in the ground, crawling down through the muck. Oh yeah. Johnny don't like the teacher, Johnny don't like the school. One day Johnny gonna do something, show him he's nobody's fool. Oh yeah. Sally don't like her friends. Sally and Johnny watching TV, waiting for it to end. Oh yeah! Sisters, brothers, big brother, lovers, family affair down under the covers. Trailer park and broken hearts will let you leave until you rock.
Buddies, it's the Ron and Fez Show, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. I'm Ron Bennington, there's Fez Watley.
Hiya, buddies.
Holding on to the desk already today.
Oh, yeah. You notice?
Yeah. I see you over there, brother. Here's our buddy Mike the teacher. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Fez. I just wanted to wish Earl good luck on his first day as executive producer of the Ron and Fez Show. I know it's going to be a little nervous for him today, new gig and stuff like that. Just ease him into it. Ease him in slow. He's going to have some bumpy stuff, but, it's a first day. So
Earl, did you get the bathroom key and the key into the front door and your ID? You got to go up to 12 and get your picture taken by a really obnoxious guy.
Just sign all your HR papers.
Did you get that all taken care of?
Yeah, I got that all taken care of. What a bastard that guy is upstairs, too.
Oh, yeah, he's not nice. Michael had an idea. Next time we do a short porch, Fez, or one of the next times, Mike's going to come in and we're going to do all science topics.
Oh, nice. I like that, Mike the teacher.
Hey, that would be great, guys. That would be a great opportunity. We'd love to do it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, my friend. Talk to you
Good luck,
soon.
girls. See
All right,
ya.
peace. A lot of problems right now with string theory. Working a couple things out about the multiple dimensions, Fez. Trying to figure out how you could be in an infinite amount of universes. And I know right now, somewhere, there is a universe that you're not holding on to the table today, but you are a happy, happy guy there.
I would love to find the dimension where Fez is sane. I don't know how many we would have to search through.
You're not just doing well, you're thriving. You're the number one, you're the Paris Hilton where you're on the cover of every Us magazine. I read this stuff and it's not written by science fiction guys. And they go, I find it, I don't know, oddly comforting. Oddly comforting that I don't know what reality is. Michael, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
I don't know who picked out the music today, man. It made me put my foot to the pedal, man. If that was Dave, man, tell him he's rocking hard, man. He's rocking hard.
David was bringing the Eels in, and you know what? I mean, he's doing great, but let's face it. He's still in his A-team personal favorites. It's only after everybody has their hidden classics that they rock to, that everybody else goes, holy shit, man, I haven't heard this in years, it's great. Everybody has that catalog. When you get past that, then, and by the way, Dave, not everybody's cheering you on. I'm getting a lot of complaining emails from nail tech salons saying they want Earl back and playing that easy middle-of-the-road stuff.
That's true. Dave has only been doing this 3 days.
I'm going to tell you something, Fez. That table's not going to go away. You don't have to hold on to it. Or is it you that's going to fly?
It might be me that falls over.
All right, well, do it quick. What's bothering you today?
What's
bothering you today, Fezzy?
It's this whole Virginia Tech thing. Just this guy's face, this shooter's face, is everywhere now. And, you know, it's everywhere online. It's in every newspaper. It's on every TV channel.
What did I tell you when we started to look into this? I go, you will see this kid's Little League pictures. Last night I see them showing his graduation photos from high school.
Yeah, now they're showing his highlight reel that he sent to NBC.
But here's the deal, Fezzy. It's a world of choices. You don't have to sit and watch. You could do what I do. I watched the best of Larry Sanders last night.
Oh, good.
Thanks to my friend, Earl Douglas. Earl, you're the best, buddy.
I can't really take credit for that, no.
And when I wasn't looking... Now, that's what he got you off to a good start yesterday. And when I'm not watching that, I'm over at FBA watching the Coppertone parody ad that I personally love.
Yeah, that's already made the rounds on the web already.
Just stop the fucking mic. It's just driving me crazy. It sounds like you got a bullhorn. Maybe if you stop grabbing it while you talk.
No, that's the only time it stops.
No, it's just the opposite.
I had to swing it that way.
You're lying again.
You're
lying.
All right, you look up, there's the video again that this guy sent to NBC. And this whole thing is just... I think I'm at the point where I can't take any more in my stupid, fragile little mind, where I've soaked it all in as much as I can. And now, look at what's on the TV right now. They've actually remixed this thing so that all his photos were fading in and across the screen, across the video.
So you're scared of him? Is that it? He's dead.
I'm not afraid of him, but it's what the hell is NBC doing?
It's not just NBC; it's everybody.
I know, but NBC said when they got this stuff, they struggled, to come to a decision on what to do with it. There was no decision there. There was no decision. They couldn't wait to get this on the air. And now they're saying, with MSNBC, they're going to they'll only run 6 minutes an hour of this videotape. Mm-hmm. You're giving this kid is a mess. He's a lunatic, and you're rewarding him. And this whole thing is just so sad, and now it's just promoting more of it. It's ridiculous. Mm. It's beyond sad what happened there.
Right.
And now it just doesn't stop. They're thrilled to have this. There's no truth to, we have to look into his mind to find out what he was thinking. They could care less. They're just glad this thing's going even further. And they can't wait for the next one.
You want me to have Mars change the channels?
It doesn't matter. It's everywhere.
You know what's become interesting to me is that I look out here now and people don't even break conversation when you go on a tearing drag.
I start talking about stuff and I just go.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was watching the stuff. By the way, you know what you could do for yourself?
What's that?
Turn it off, put on Grease 2. You know what you need, Fez?
What's that?
Cool rider. You need a rider that's cool.
I need Rydell therapy. Rydell High.
Teabagger, you're on Ron and Fez.
3209, but it is.
You're going to get this
Hoo-ah!
as a little salute back from us.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that Fezzy said lunatics shouldn't get airtime.
Yeah.
What should we take away from that?
Oh. He's calling you a lunatic because you're sensitive.
Then I shouldn't get airtime. I understand.
You deserve airtime. You've got something you want to say about this, Fez.
Yeah, I mean, it's... why won't they stop it? I mean, it's not helping anything. To show this guy putting a hammer up to his head. It's not helping any of the situation. And they're shameless. They actually sounded disappointed. The NBC report sounded disappointed that he got the zip code and the address wrong, and they didn't have it a day earlier. Just start flashing this stuff on the screen. And they all act like they're taking the high road of, if only we show that, we only show this, to stop this from happening again. It's all bull.
What about this, bro? We get away from the TV and we bowl tonight. We're gonna bowl tonight. I think it's gotten to you a little bit. I might be crazy here. Maybe I'm overstepping my bounds, but I think it's bothering you.
It's totally gotten to me. It's unbelievably sad. I think at first it was kind of like bouncing off of me.
Right.
Where it's like, all right, we've seen school shooters before, we've seen Columbine before, and you get a little callous to it. And I think just after a week, and then just seeing this shameless video that all the networks are putting on there, I think, it finally got inside. It finally got to me.
You want me, you, and Dave to put on our T-Bird jackets tonight and go out and walk and strut like a T-Bird?
That wouldn't be bad.
We're going to howl. That's what we're going to do tonight, Fezzy. We're going to howl. Well, I had on the Anderson Cooper program called, I think the name of his show, It's None of Your Business Whether I'm Straight or Gay. And I think he's fantastic. So he has somebody on, an FBI guy, who's saying that these things happen with a lot of copycats. And he goes, and he's on the screen, and he's going, the video that you show, some sick guy is out there getting off on it, and he'll be next. And while they say that, they've got his in a little block, and they're still showing the video. And he's going like this, like video like this, or these pictures that you're showing right now. They're feeding the next killer.
Yeah, they don't care. They want the next killer. They have to have the next killer, or no one tunes into their reports.
Fez, where does the pollen go? Reproduction. You can't take it all in, buddy. Jerry, you're on Ron and Fez.
Good day, boys.
Yeah.
I was just curious. I really like to know, Fez, what do you think they should do, or how else to handle it? You think by just letting it go away and not showing this, it's going to change something? I mean, how would you like to see it played out, bro?
I'm not saying ignore the story, but why reward this guy? Why give this guy sent this to NBC News headquarters in New York at Rockefeller Center so that it would make national news. Why reward him by showing any of it?
But it's not a reward, Fez.
It totally is. That's what he wanted. You gave this lunatic what he wanted.
What we need to do is learn what we can from these situations.
You just said it's not going to change anything. So what are we supposed to learn from showing it?
that it's not going to result in stopping any copycats. It's not by not showing it. You know, this is what we as a society have built up to. This is who we are now. This is what we do, and you can't just bury it under the rug. And
maybe what we do is all of us make changes instead of getting wrapped up into it. I'm going to go outside the box here. What do you think about a Rocco Hula Luau? Where we all, I mean, it's like a luau, but we're still playing rock music.
Right.
And then, you know what? I mean, at first it's going to look weird.
Sure.
But if it catches on, people start to feel better.
At least it's something positive.
Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. Hey, another thing that's shameless and degrading is them flying the flag at half-staff. It's sad that these 32 kids had died. But, you know, if they're going to do that, they need to fly the flag half-staff till the end of this war. It's degrading the symbolism of flying the flag at half-staff.
What do you think of that one, Fez?
I like his idea. Yeah, there's over 3,000 people dead from this war. Why isn't the flag at half-staff for them?
Because then when we did it again for these kids, we'd be a quarter-staff. And before you know it, the flag is on the ground, and I can't deal with that.
Right.
If a flag hits the ground, I got two options, my friend. I bury it or I burn it. In a ceremony.
I had never heard the burying one.
I believe you can bury it. Anyone else was a former Cub Scout? I thought you could bury a flag.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to dispose of it. You're supposed to bury it, never burn.
I thought you can burn.
No.
I thought you had two options.
No, well, in my Cub Scouts, we were taught to bury your flag if it gets ripped or torn.
How long did you stand? Did you go to the next?
No, I was there for a year and I got kicked out for being unruly.
I only stayed in for a year, too, age 9. And then I don't want to say it in front of Fez.
What?
I don't want to make you sad. But one night after Cub Scouts, my dead mother went home, back to her house, poured gasoline on herself, and then lit a match.
Oh, my gosh.
She lit herself on fire like that, like she was a Chinese monk.
Did they tell you kids?
Tell us. They blamed us. They go, now maybe you're going to listen. And I was 9, and I remember what I said. You can't fucking pin this on me. I got fucking 8 witnesses that'll tell you I was home at the time that this went down. But that's a weird thing to hear when you're a kid.
Totally, yeah. How do you even comprehend that? Someone lighting them, you're told all along, up until that age, stay away from fire, and then someone does this, how do you even take it in?
I'll tell you what, at that point, I stopped calling women fat the day after that happened. I go, you know what? Women have feelings too. Hey, Arch, you're on Fez.
Hey, guys, how are you? Fez, you're 100% correct on this thing, and if they were going to show it, they should mock the guy. It's exactly what he wanted. They're rewarding him for what he did.
It's a total reward. He sent this on purpose in between the shootings to get on TV.
Exactly right. He's looking down laughing, if he's anywhere.
Arch?
And I hope he's not up.
It's very important to me that you stop sounding like Rich Voss. And
I do?
You and Rich Voss have the same exact voice.
He totally does.
Oh, no.
Listen to that.
All right, Arch. Yeah, I mean, of course, it's not a good light to a normal person. But if you're some other weird, disenfranchised fucking guy who, isn't getting along, you're like, well, here's a guy who got a little power, struck back against the man. That's the way a fucking weirdo will say it.
Sure, and the still photos are, psycho glamour shots with the gun to his head, all these tough guy poses with the guns, putting a knife up to his own throat like he's Rambo or something.
It's porno for pyros, Fez. Basically, right now, this is fucking pornography for fucking maniacs. This whole situation. Now, not for nothing, I told you this 10 minutes in.
Oh, right,
when this stuff came up, I told you to protect yourself from it. This time, I'm not buying in. I feel terrible for the families.
Yeah.
But I also, at the same time, feel like I told Dave yesterday. If it was anybody else, if we were really neighborhoods, if we were really tribes of people, at this point we would come in, protect the people from this, not show up at the front steps and demand to know, what the last thing that their daughter said to them before, that they talked. It's just hideous. It's terrible.
Right. This totally reminds me of when Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber, which is the anniversary of that bombing today, when he wanted his execution televised. And it was just so he could make some sort of statement against the country, against whoever, against the government. Who cares what it was going to be? But he won.
Personally, I do believe in televising any execution.
Really?
Yeah. Because I believe we all take responsibility in it, and we should see it. And that's the same way I believe in televising the war. That, this is stuff that we're actually paying for, and we should take a look at it. But, I know a lot of fucking people aren't going to agree with this, but I'm watching these psychiatrists on TV yesterday going, look how, because of video games and people are desensitized, we now live in a culture where, and they also blame movies, we now live in a culture where you can settle things through violence, right? And I'm like, forget that. Our country will settle things through violence.
Right.
And that means all of us. We all act like we don't like what's going on. We are going to violently change people's minds to shoot, kill, bomb, whatever we need to do. So it's not that surprising that, to me, it's not that far off what this weirdo did with himself. He just fucking doesn't know how to channel. He is a fucking broken toy. There's something wrong with him. There's something, wrong with him. We're not going to figure out from watching every video on him or trying to figure out what Isaiah X means and, or what movies he watched.
Yeah.
He's a fucking lunatic. That's all. He's a lunatic. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy, 287-253.
Hey, bro.
Ron. Thanks, Ron. Hey, you're 100% right. Actually, you're supposed to burn the flag and then bury the flag into the ground when it's burned.
All right, so we bury the burned flag.
Exactly.
Because I'm surprised that you, a guy like you didn't know anything about how to dispose of flags. You were always pretty patriotic.
Yeah, I had always heard the burn thing. I had never heard of the burying. And, yeah, I did a year in Cub Scouts as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
Age 9?
Yep.
So everybody is age 9. Everybody quits at 10 when they try to make you go in the wee blows. No, I can't fucking join a group called Wee Blows. You don't understand. Hey, did you ever have the occasion that you would wear your Cub Scout uniform to school?
Oh, yeah, it was on Wednesdays. Wednesdays is when we met, so I don't know if it was every Wednesday.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you wore the uniform to school.
Oh, you
that
met
day.
at school?
We met after school at the den mother's house.
Oh, yeah. We were more nighttime people.
Yeah, we were always permitted every Tuesday, and it was the funnest thing to look forward to.
Well, it felt like you were in the military.
Yeah, you
it
felt like a little drill sergeant.
Yeah, you understood people.
Because I would have it was the one day that I would have my clothes for the next day set out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted that uniform just right there on the hanger, the kerchief and everything ready to go.
Yeah, I used to turn mine around and just kind of make it look like I was robbing a bank. I don't know why. Maybe what we need right now, Fezzy, is for you to turn off that TV of yours.
Yeah.
Shut her down. Shut her down and this thing is over. I'm not sure if you're up to checking this out and dealing.
I'm really not at this point.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you're sensitive.
I am. I feel things deeply. And the whole sadness of this thing just got to me. And they haven't even started, because, and like you said, with how the coverage is going to build up and build up, they haven't even gotten to the funerals yet or anything. And they're going to be all over those.
Well, you got to watch the funerals.
Why you got to watch the funerals?
Well, I think it's beautiful that you made this about you. I really think that you have been able to sum this up and you're a sensitive guy. Hey, Kevin, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hi, buddies. Whack baggers might know me as Home in 13 PSU, but, watching this stuff on NBC and everything today.
Can I just say something, Kev? That's the stupidest fucking intro I've ever heard in my life.
It really, really is.
Like he's AKA, like he's an outlaw.
Yeah.
Everybody who belongs to Whack Bag just cringed at the same time.
I'm sure they did. Sorry about that. No, but like I was saying, you know, I can't.
What do the whackbaggers know you at? What name do you run by, brother?
What's that?
What name do you run by?
Holman 13 PSU.
Yeah. All right.
What is it? What's it like to have all the confidence in the world?
Well, Fez, I'm going to tell you something, and I don't know whether you're even aware of this. I got an email yesterday. You have been invited to be a whackbag mod. So, congratulations.
Really?
Congratulations.
Wow.
I just got a text message from Doug who says Fez has been invited to be an FBA god.
Well, that just fucking takes my godship to nothing.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, tell Doug now I turned down my godship.
Oh, come on.
What are we, pagans with multiple gods?
Really?
I'm out.
Oh, I'll just be the god of fire.
There is only one AKA in the world, and that's Kaka. The original. All right, what is it that you wanted to say there, Kev?
To your fellow whackbaggers.
You know, in watching all this today, I can't help but think that, you know, the next time an incident like this happens, that the killer is going to actually take a camcorder into him and actually film what goes on in there. You know, it's just kind of where I see this progressing next time.
Kev, this would make a great post. Why don't you get it on Whackbag? See how many replies you get.
All right.
All right, brother.
See you, buddy.
Take care. Hey, Deb, I didn't know you played the guitar. Why don't you play one of them when we do the show today? Here's Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, what's going on? Fez, congratulations on the mod.
Oh, thank you. I just heard about it. I'm still taking that in. That hasn't
Well, he became a mod and then a god within seconds.
I mean, I think that's big for everybody.
Yeah.
I was wondering, how long do you think until this is a feature-length movie?
I know who would be perfect to play this guy, too.
Who's that?
Jet Li.
Oh.
Because he looks just like him. Just a tiny little killer.
Maybe William Hung.
Michael, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, it's me again.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about televising executions. Robert Glenn Cole was executed. He raped and murdered my little sister when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen him executed, and since lethal injection, there's really nothing to it. I mean, he just kind of took a breath and then went to sleep. But the most devastating thing was, he mutilated my little sister.
Right.
And he looks over at my mother. Of course, his two-way glass. He didn't see her, but he knew where she was at. And all he said was, I want to thank the Stout family for murdering me or having me murdered. So I don't know about the TV thing. As far as watching execution, it's no different than carrying your dog to the vet, because it's really, you know what I'm saying? He didn't suffer nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't suffer anything. They just go to sleep. So the only thing my family got out of it was closure. I mean, that was it. I mean, if anything, it just made us more angry because he had no remorse. So I just wanted to hit that on you, kind of get that on there, see what you thought about that.
If you had your actual choice, you personally, what would have happened, Michael?
Well, everybody in town in Greenfield, Tennessee, when it happened, they were saying, let him loose at one end of the town, and if he can make it to the other end of the town, he's free.
Running Man.
That's when he said that to my mother, and me standing there watching him right seconds before he died, dude, I just wanted them not to put the injection in him, let me have him for about 5 minutes, and then they could let him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted the warden to say, well, you got 5 minutes with him, I'm thinking leave the room, and then we'll take care of this. And I would have made sure he felt, he would have never felt what my sister went. I mean, Ronnie, think of the most gruesome thing that anybody could do to a little girl, 8-year-old, and he was 23. And you can just about imagine. But, dude, I just loved to have my hands on him just for any amount of time.
So even with him being killed, it gave you and your mom no peace. The anger's still there, like it, you know.
Yeah. Okay, my mother was a real active person. She went to the politicians. She kept all this stirred up. She kept it in front of the media. So maybe it took 25 years. Hold up a minute, I'm in my truck.
Sure.
It took 25 years to get him executed. So she spent 20-something years of her life I mean, I got little brothers, and me growing up, and, you know, that was the center of our whole entire life for 20-something years, was trying to get justice. And 2 weeks after he was executed, my mom got diagnosed with lupus and Crohn's disease, and she's almost bedridden. So it's kind of like, you know, her body held up during all of this, and then once it was over, her body just fell apart. So I kind of look at it, and I kind of, you know, I don't know what to think. So, Fez, I know you have a mental problem, son, but just think, it can be worse. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at it and try not to get all... I know you have anxiety and this, that, and other, and I've got people in my family that are like that, but there's always worse, and I really feel sorry for these people, except for the fact that they don't have to suffer for 25 years, man. They don't have to sit and beat themselves in the head trying to get justice. They know if they're Christians, or, you know, I know I listen to y'all every day, so I know the religious side of y'all too, but you still know in your mind that if there's a hell, man, he's burning there.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
I appreciate it.
Take care, buddy. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Hey, JD, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, I must say, I don't think they really want the justice for that shit, because, like, remember the Imus thing? I mean, I know that's not the one I said from the screeners, but you remember the Imus thing last week?
Mm-hmm.
That was all over the media. Now it's done because of this one.
Yeah.
The media just, like, you know, just want some attention. It's all about ratings now. Yeah. It's not just about the news anymore. It's all about just ratings and all that shit. Trust me.
Thank you very much, my friend. Here is Anthony. Anthony, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, you know, Fez was talking about how he's really sensitive and everything over this whole issue. One of the sickest things is there's links to, like, the kids' MySpaces and stuff like that, the victims, and to go on there and to see the threads, you know, the posted messages, to say, hey, call us, we heard something happened at Virginia Tech, we want to make sure you're safe, here's my number, and then to scroll up and see, oh, my God, you know, rest in peace. It's just awful. And that touched me a lot worse than seeing the guy with the guns and seeing the videotapes.
Yeah, I mean, that makes it really personal with the victims when you're looking at, you know.
Well, when our friend Monica died not too long ago, her friend sent me the thing that wanted us to help try and find the hit-and-run driver, which so far nothing's turned up. And he sent me a link to her MySpace page. And just going on it to see that, you know, it was like no different from anybody else's, but you start to read into, you know, she had stuff like her own personal mottos about living every day for what it's worth, and you're not going to live forever.
Right.
And then just to see that instead of that just being somebody's page, that suddenly now it's this little monument to the history of her life. It was a very, you know, since it was still fresh, just a couple of days since the last time she had posted anything, it was extremely strange. Extremely strange.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's like, you know, it's like they're, I don't know how to describe it.
You don't have to. You don't have to, buddy. All right?
Yeah. The Monica thing's really sad. God,
but then there's good things to life.
Yeah.
There's Rock-a-Luau's. And then for the big thing, we're going to do that spring, summer, winter, fall song that I think, or me, you, Earl, and Fez can do Mr. Sandman this year, like we've always planned on doing. You know, there's a lot of happy things in life.
Yeah, that's true. There's just all the sad things that are piling up right now.
I shouldn't have mentioned the Monica thing.
No, I mean, that's absolutely true.
Here's Hank. Hank, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I love you guys, but I really got to disagree with your guys' stance. They got to quit treating the shooting at VT with the soldiers across the seas. It's an entirely different set of circumstances. Those kids all signed up to go over there. Now, I got major respect for them, but they had an idea that there was a chance they would die. In fact, a lot of them now, after all the killings, probably knew that there's a good chance that it could happen. You know, these kids were just going to school. They didn't know they were going to get shot. They weren't expecting it. It's totally not the same situation.
And what is your point? Which is you
well,
said,
you know how you guys said you wanted to fly the flag at half-staff the entire time. You know, it's totally different. You can't. They got to quit comparing these numbers. Well, 170 people die every day over in Iraq. Yeah, we know, but they wanted to go over there. They can fight back. They have guns. You know, these kids went to school. They didn't know they were going to get shot. They got to quit. You know, Opie and Anthony did it too. They have to quit comparing these two events. They're totally different.
The kids that you said they made the choice to go over there, they're fucking dying for you. Even
I absolutely.
Even when you are not in favor of the war, and that's why the whole thing of support the troops, it is a bullshit saying right from the word go. It absolutely is a bullshit saying.
I completely support the troops. Trust me, I don't want them to die. I totally respect what they're doing, but they're doing it knowing that they're going over there and there's a chance they can die. You know, kids don't have to sign up to go to war. It's not a draft yet. If they were going over there and dying in a draft, then it's the same thing.
I would go so far to say this is even more impressive and even needing more of your support, that they're willing to go for, at this point, which turned into a very unpopular cause. Now, you got to remember, these kids didn't, a lot of them signed up because they were struck by 9/11, because that impacted them. So you cannot turn around and, because this has become unpopular because of what some of the leaders have done or the way the generals have set up this war, it always really gets back to the same thing of people going, hey, this is what they're in for. They knew that the day they signed up. If that's what they fucking went in for, they wouldn't be doing it for such little money if it was this type of choice, you know. And plus, remember, a lot of these kids are poor kids. You don't see a lot of rich kids over there fighting in that war. Rob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. My father was executed in Texas for a double murder in August 1993, and I was present at his execution. You're allowed to do that. I didn't actually witness his death, but I was there up until the moment that he was about to be injected. And right before he passed away, his last words were, "Ramon, get me a reading of."
Oh boy! If you could have only pulled it off, huh? How you fucking embarrassed Jimmy Norton, you incompetent cocksucker. Wow. Ramon, get me a gay. Oh my God. Fucking Texas. Is there a lower spot in the 50 states?
How humiliating
It's
was
almost
that?
like all the shit from the country rolls right down into that fucking Mexican territory that we still call Texas.
I want to put my coat over my head. I'm so embarrassed for that guy.
Here's Alan. Alan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, one of the things that people keep saying is that, like, the whole, it's all because of the violence in the media and the video games and everything else. And yet it's kind of funny that, I mean, back in medieval times and everything else, people were dueling to the death and that kind of stuff. That's how they resolved their problems. I mean, basically, we're just animals.
Is obviously, any time that we forget what a violent species that we are, you can tell the people who have paid zero attention to history. And there's always something, you get, I go through this with Blowhard, where for whatever reason he thinks that we need to get back to our old values, Read about what took place in every other fucking decade. As long as this country has been around, then back through Europe, the Roman Empire, it's been a violent, bloody thing. And as much TV that this is getting now, this won't even be an asterisk in the history books. It will not be a remembered event. It's just a horrible thing in the series of many, many horrible things that have happened.
Yeah. Once it gets all used up here, it will go away and go away completely.
Brooklyn Ace, you're on Ron and Fez.
First of all, Ronnie, I got to totally agree with you. the death penalty, sentences should be carried on TV. Maybe it would actually make the death penalty mean something to people. And I'm not going to say her name because I don't want Fezzy crying again, but you'll find that bikers like her, we tend to look at life a little differently. We tend to look at life as it's something to be lived. Death isn't something to be feared. It's the means to the end, you know, and we kind of live our life that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right, guys, have a good day.
Thank you very much, my friend. Of course, he was talking about Monica when I said when her friend sent me the MySpace page, I went back and most of her quotes, her personal quotes, were about living every moment for what it was worth and living every day for what it was worth. And I think a part of what's going on with you now, Fez, is I don't think that you're doing that in your life. You're caught up in this thing that you're caught up in.
Right.
But I don't see you not only experiencing joy, but even attempting to experience joy.
I know exactly what you're saying, and it's like there's days where it just, not that I try at all, but I mean there's days where it's just so hard to try.
I understand that, but you also have to pay attention to when things feel even okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because anyone in pain would be ecstatic about a day without physical pain. You know what I mean? You're able to walk. You're able to take a shit. You're able to chew. You're able to swallow. Your head doesn't throb, so you're able to read. I mean, all this shit that I'm talking about with you, every one of those things, you would pay all the money you have to experience them. If you had fucking $10 million and you couldn't walk, you would pay $10 million to be able to walk. If you had $50 million, but you had a throbbing fucking fiery pain that was in the back of your neck, you would pay every fucking penny you had not to have that. It's almost like you're beyond fucking wealthy every moment of the day.
Yeah.
These are the things that you would pay for if you could. Yet for some reason, we don't stop and appreciate those things. You have all these things in the world that you're able to pull off.
I'd pay every last nickel that I have to urinate without burning.
Properly right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every last nickel that I have.
Well, you know what? Maybe you're going to learn some sensible fucking techniques. You don't have to fucking bang like a fucking rabbit. You could be there sensibly.
I know.
Enjoying some sex.
But that's a lesson that I've learned.
You've spent the last 60 years of your life making love with what could be described as an alien. Now you're with a beautiful woman. You need to calm it down.
Yes.
You know?
It's hard.
You don't full court press the entire game.
I know.
You'll burn the team out.
It's very hard. She's very delightful to look at, so it's difficult. But can I just also say, and this is in all seriousness, this is one reason I think why Fez does need a puppy, because it's something to it's something to like care for, and it's going to take your mind away from maybe looking at other things. That's all.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that.
Chris, you're Ron and Fez.
Yeah, aloha, Ron and Fez.
Aloha,
Ron,
my friend.
Ron, what would you have done with the audio if that fuckhead sent it to you?
Well, let's throw this around. Would you have put it out for your NBC, Fez?
No, I wouldn't put it out.
Earl?
I wouldn't have put it out.
I would have put it out.
I also would have put it out.
See ya.
I think it shows up. It is the news, and unfortunately, that's the way it is. Now, but for me, I don't feel like I'm chained to that fucking TV. Right. I don't feel like I'm chained to the newspaper. But if the information is there, should a media outlet put that out? That's, I know you say that they didn't struggle with it. I do think it's a moral dilemma. And if I was in the news, if I had dedicated my life to journalism, I can't imagine not putting it out.
I think you have to. People have to get the information, and it's up to the person to choose whether they want to receive that information or not. I mean, to me, you can't blame it on others. You got to say...
No, it's running 24 hours a day now.
Oh, yeah, it's everywhere.
There's a picture of the FedEx that it came in. And that's your girlfriend there, Earl. What's her name that you used to work with?
Allison Stewart.
What's her story? Do you like chicks?
I don't think.
What do you know about her?
As far as I know, she's into men and single and.
Did you go out with her?
No, I did not.
Did you try?
No.
Then just tell everybody that you're gay.
No, I'm not gay. It was just she was always with someone.
Put something else in the news cycle there, Earl.
Bastard, you're on Ron and Fez.
Bastard?
Yes.
Oh, two things. Dave, I wanted to suggest this last week, but check that if you're still peeing orange, you might check your doctor to see if you had a kidney stone or having one.
No, this is just the medication.
Okay. Well, another thing, you don't burn a flag and then bury it. The way you burn a flag is if it's retired, if it's old, you tear the orange off of the stripes, then you tear the stripes off of it, and then you burn it. There's nothing to bury. Burying a flag represents something else. I'm not sure what that is, though.
Thank you very much.
I don't think there's any orange in the American flag.
Those colors don't run, my friend.
Orange, white, and blue?
Nicole, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello. I have a cousin who was killed by Henry Lee Lucas and Otis Toole within the week that they killed Adam Walsh, supposedly both of them. And, you watch how they kind of rode the media circus and also kind of lived a good life in prison after they did these horrendous crimes. And my cousin's only thing was she just happened to be at home at the wrong time and they needed her car, and, you just look at how they wrote it all and everything, and both of them died peacefully in prison 25 years later, like the other gentleman was talking.
Right.
And also I have a couple of other friends, like a wrestler that y'all are both know really well. His daughter was killed here in Atlanta. And
who's that?
I don't want to say his name over the air.
All right, we'll take it off the air. But it's somebody we know?
Darn.
Okay.
Or am I off the air?
No, not yet. I'm going to put you on hold at the end. Let me ask you this about your cousin.
Mm-hmm.
After 25 years, you say the guy gets laid down peacefully, and it just, you got
Otis
no...
Toole died of AIDS in prison,
Okay.
and Henry Lee Lucas, I believe, died of natural causes as well. I've got the newspaper clippings, but they're put up.
But I'm saying, what would have given you that satisfaction that you're kind of looking for?
For them to be tortured and killed just like they tortured and killed my cousin. And
Right.
I think that it should be a public thing, like a public stoning. And I know that sounds sick, but you can sit here and wonder what makes them act this way, what made them turn out that way. They both had terrible childhoods. But then you look at somebody else, like Jeffrey Dahmer, who had a seemingly normal childhood, and he turned out to be a psychopath.
Or even by the same thing, and I bring this up all the time because it's terrible when you hear... I mean, obviously, this kid, even now, he wrote about abuse so much that it seems like...
Right, and nobody seemed to pay attention to the fact that he had some serious issues. Even after teachers had kicked him out of class, people need to look at this before it gets to this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, and it's not just because I'm friends with Pac, but at the same time, every artist, you can't throw a fucking bag over his head because of which script that he just wrote. That if somebody writes hostile or directs hostile, doesn't mean that they're a madman fucking lunatic and they need to, be sent to the nut hut next to Fezzi.
Well, I agree, but like Quentin Tarantino, who writes, good movies, I love his movies, he obviously didn't alienate the people around him so much to where they were concerned for their safety. So you have to look at the big picture.
I agree with you, but at the same time, we can't just also round up the quiet weirdos who want to live alone or don't want to have a pet. You know what I mean? Like, here, everybody always tries to tell Fez how to live his life. And if, something happens with him or he does something, I would not say that the signs were there that he was suicidal but some people, in hindsight, might look back and say...
But also Fez is also a little more open about what's going on with him and is not closed. Just the people that are really, really closed and also just exhibit certain behavior, you just need to watch them a little closer.
I understand.
All these people
but let me
that were
say,
in his dorm...
But let me just point something out to you, Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just saying this to play devil's advocate.
Yes.
But I heard you moments ago just saying that you wanted to take human beings and stone them till they were dead and put it on TV. Now, I'm sure...
if they have done something...
I'm sure any psychologist would have a fucking field day with that.
Right.
I mean, violent thoughts, violent fantasies is part of the human emotion. Now, to get back to this other abuse thing, 99.9% of people who were abused as kids don't turn into fucking kill crazy bastards. Even though you had horrible things happen to you when you were a kid, it's your responsibility, believe it or not, to stop that fucking chain.
No, I agree.
All right, I'm going to put you on hold, and then you can tell us who the wrestler was.
Okay.
Because this is driving me crazy. Pick that one up for me, Pitsy. But you know what I'm saying, Fez? Like, I know that we always get into this. We ought to torture people.
Right.
You know, we ought to burn them and shoot them and put it on HBO. And we're never going to do that. We're actually one of the only countries, I believe, that still goes with the execution, right? Most of the countries that execute people are the wacky countries.
Oh, yeah, the countries that were philosophically different then.
Yeah.
And end up in wars again.
But all of our allies, you know, the Frances, the Germanys, the Englands, they don't execute people.
Yeah, the Western civilizations
and
don't.
I thought I read somewhere that we're only one of 7 countries that still does the death penalty. And that's amazing when you think there's 160 countries in the world.
I call it the Coalition of the Willing. And I think that's not a bad name. Pitsy, you want to run that name into us? Or do I got to... Or should I get up? I'll get up and go in there.
Yeah, so it's... Yeah, from the countries that we have the most in common with, that's one thing that's very different. That and the metric system.
Here's Ryan. Ryan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie Fez, I just want to say thank you to Ron for taking an unpopular stance and saying that support the troops is complete bullshit. I just got back a couple weeks ago from Afghanistan, and I don't see any kind of support or thanks or anything for what we did.
Right now, the entire country seems to be between somewhere of ashamed or embarrassed of the whole thing.
It's ridiculous, though, because, you know, a lot of the guys, like you said, joined up after 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
And they wanted to go out and take care of the business. Just like, I don't want to compare them to the greatest generation of our time, but after Pearl Harbor, a lot of those guys signed up.
Sure.
And same situation, or a similar situation, and, you know, those guys got shit on, too. And it's a problem within our own society.
Again, if you go back and read history, not just of this country, but across the board, there has never been a thing where there has been appreciation for the troops during peacetime. You know, people will rally, and they'll even give them parties for the ones that come home. But then those guys are on their own from that point on, including the ones that have been mentally and physically injured.
Yeah, I mean, just look at Walter Reed. I mean, that's supposed to be the premier army hospital in the country. And the horrible things, the horrible conditions that were there. And that's the one where every politician goes through, whether it's for a photo op or not.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much, my friend. Let me go over here to Matt. Matt, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Matt, go ahead.
Hey, guys, you guys have already kind of talked to this while I was on hold. Don't you think it's going to be really a bad time to be a kid that's a little bit offbeat, a little bit creative? I mean, imagine you were talking about Tarantino. Don't you think he'd be arrested immediately if he was passing around his script for Reservoir Dogs right about now?
Well, it is very strange, and this happened after Columbine, too, where they started to make such a big deal about trench coats. And the kid who's drawling instead of joining the sports team or the pep club. You know, the whole thing of society, you better have weirdos and artists in a society. You want to have people who don't just have the pack mentality. And I do not agree with this thing that we have to be now constantly on the lookout for the weirdos.
I think there was a story today about some kid, I believe in Colorado. His class was having a discussion about what happened in Virginia Tech, and he admitted to the class that he's had those kind of, you know, fantasies, those kind of thoughts. Kid ended up arrested for saying it in school.
It's ridiculous.
They came and locked him up.
Was he a weird kid?
I don't know if he was, like, considered, like, the class weirdo or, you know, the school reject or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, of course, he did, make a statement that no one else in the classroom was saying.
Our country's not cool anymore. We just overreact so fucking fast. It's unbelievable. No one thinks about anything anymore. There's no, long-term vision about anything in this country.
We're the fucking geek country. There's no doubt about it. We're the fucking weirdos. We are the bad frat from Animal House. We really are. We're a bunch of fucking sheep who all want to be together. And the thing that kills you is that most of the time, they're the ones that hide behind the flag and the cross. Instead of saying, here's my opinion, here's the way I feel, they hold the flag and the cross and attempt to steal that power, attempt to steal that fucking heritage, to spread their fear. And this thing here, I hate to say it, seems to be like a lone weirdo. That's it. Nothing else. He wasn't fucking... It wasn't what he read, what he watched, how he spent his time. This fucking kid was a ticking time bomb. Period. That's it.
Yeah, and you can't blame books or music.
Well, it isn't the first time that this has happened.
No, I know.
Why do we act like this didn't happen before hip-hop or movies? Here's Bill. Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ron, yeah, Fez. Hey, I had a thought on the TV coverage and stuff of the how now they have the dead victims that come back from Iraq. They don't show them on TV or anything. I was thinking it might be a good idea next time they decide to declare war that they make it mandatory that every night the news shows the coffins coming back.
Well, this is the first war they made it mandatory that you couldn't see that. Because they were afraid that people will then lose their enthusiasm for the war.
That would make people really lose enthusiasm for war if they had to do that.
Yeah, they lost it anyway.
If they put it into the declaration of war, you got to show this every night on TV.
But again, that's because it's not our war. Us people, we have nothing to do with it. How has your life changed since the war started? Zero.
Oh, not at all.
Maybe at the most you put it. The only way your life has changed in this war is that if you personally went over there or someone you love and care about has went over there. Other than that,
you make it personal by making everybody watch those coffins coming home every night.
Because this is something we are all involved in. And people should be talking and debating about it every day. Instead, it makes them fucking pissed off. They stop. There is a lot to be said for even some of the stuff that was tried with this war. Of maybe if we knock over Iraq, the whole thing will start to go. It did not, though. It did not. But we didn't fucking even have the balls to say that's what we were trying to do. You know? And then we did not even send the troops to that. Maybe what we should have done is set up the fucking draft. Instead of 100,000, you put 1 million fucking troops in there. And you hold that one fucking place. But we would have had to debate that as a country. We would not have been able to get by on the lies of the weapons of mass destruction. We would have had to talk to each other like we were adults going, do we do this fucking thing? You know? Or do we hide behind lies? Or is this who the fuck we are now? Are we the guys that roll in and stomp this shit fucking down? But we didn't have the balls to say that because we did not think that would be a popular position.
No, you couldn't have sold it being honest.
Why not? Why couldn't you? Why could you have not said, look, if this was the situation, maybe we can, not only will you be safe, your grandchildren, it's going to take 50 years. Maybe it'll take 100 years. You know, the same way that we're talking about the global warming thing. You really have to go in fucking hardcore. I think the debate could have been there if everybody would have been up for it.
It's one of those things, this whole instant gratification or instant media thing that we're in now, where it's like if anyone had said this war could take 50 years, they had to like put an immediate threat out there.
I disagree. It is somewhat of an immediate threat. But what I'm trying to say is you would have been able to sit down and sell this thing and for adults to sit around and talk about it. I don't understand why you think that we're all children.
I think
it would take more than a 5-minute conversation. Maybe it would have been a national debate that would have lasted a long time, but we would have had it.
But we can't even, with the global warming, you mentioned that, no one's acting on that. No one...
Now you're the one looking for instant. These things, it takes... This is a giant fucking ship. You can't just fucking make a left-hand turn before you get to a U-turn. It's going to be a big swing.
Right, yeah.
Well, the government doesn't trust its people at all. It doesn't trust us to debate anything. That's why they have the Supreme Court. I mean, they won't trust us to make our own laws or our own decisions. They treat us like children. I'm
going to treat like a child. Here's James. James, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, hi, guys. Just wanted to let you know that I was one of those cases as a young child being abused and physically and mentally locked up in closets in the basement and such that I didn't turn out to be a psychopath killer. I actually took the fear of the dark and scary things that were, implanted in me through the abuse as a child, and overcame that by, watching scary movies and that type of thing. And, today I'm a perfectly normal human being.
Because the way you've created your own way of dealing with it, you like the fearful stuff now.
Exactly.
It's a release for you.
Yeah. So
I've met chicks that have been abused, and they kind of like to recreate it. And whatever works.
Yeah, I watch scary movies and all the violence and gore and stuff, and it's just entertainment.
You know what? If you want, next time you're watching a scary movie, I'll show up at your house with a scream mask and just come running down the steps.
Oh.
All right. Talk to you later, buddy.
Cool.
Hey, John. John, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, Ron, I agree with you when you said earlier that I support the troops. Is people just throw that out there now because that's what you're supposed to say. And I know directly, my best friend's little brother, who we raised and kicked around like any other kid brother, come back from Iraq from 2 tours. He got a Bronze Star with Combat Valor, Combat V, and a Purple Heart. And he is so fucked up now. The shit that he has seen, I can't even comprehend. And he's basically getting administratively discharged from the Marine Corps because he just can't cope with anybody else anymore. And I'm to the point I was just frustrated because I don't know what to do. I mean, how do you help this guy? He's basically getting no help from the Marine Corps as far as psychiatric help. He's going to be put out in the real world with his wife and kid. And how is he going to cope with that? I mean, they say I support the troops, but I just don't see it, man. I think it's just a crock of shit. People just say it because they're supposed to say it.
Thank you very much. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Let me go over here to Kurt. Kurt, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Go ahead, Kurt.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Hey, I was just going to say, isn't it some of the media to blame with the whole desensitization, I guess you'd call it? But they're showing us all these images. Everyone's favorite show is CSI, and they're saturating us with all this death and bodies and stuff. I mean, that has to be some of the blame. I mean, the shock value, they're pumping us full of these images and just giving people ideas to top.
Well, let me tell you something, my friend. You say you're desensitized to violence until it happens in front of you. You might be desensitized to violence seeing it on a TV screen, but I guarantee you somebody comes in and starts shooting, you are not smoking a cigarette and leafing through the paper when it happens. Now, you might be desensitized to your TV, and then that's fucking up to you. You are not chained to that thing. You are not. You can turn it off. You can turn the channel. You can watch a documentary. You can read a book. You can do whatever you want.
Oh, I saw a dead body once. It was, I was not desensitized. This was after Columbine.
What was it, Stand By Me? You and your friends are walking along the railroad tracks?
No.
Hey, look at this little dog that Missy Baby has. Maybe you do need a dog, Fezzy. Come here and look at this. This dog is adorable. I just want to grab it. Dave, you definitely think if Fez gets a dog, he's better?
Well, again, it's not. I'm not joking around. I think he needs some external love in his life.
Yeah.
And if he can't find that, it's not easy.
That dog.
That is a cute dog. What kind of dog is that?
I don't know. It's an animal. It's like a little animal dog. It's white. Like a little German Shepherd or something?
No, that's not German Shepherd.
Maybe it's a puppy. I don't know.
Little.
German Shepherd is a big dog, Mr.
But that
B.
could be a puppy for all I know. Don't that look like a German Shepherd head to you?
No, if that's anything, it would be a yellow lab, maybe.
Yellow?
Yeah.
You can't fucking see, can you, pink guy?
Yellow labs don't have to be actually yellow.
I didn't notice.
Doesn't it have to be bigger, though?
What are you going? Do you want us to just get you a dog, Fez?
The dog I would consider, but I mean, I don't want to rehash this thing, but I'm not allowed to have one in my building. I would have to move to get a dog.
Good idea. Get you off that island. Get you someplace where it's easier for people to kill you. You're in a moat over there. You need to try to sleep in the dirty town.
There's places open in Brooklyn.
You ought to go to Brooklyn.
You think so?
Yeah.
You would love it.
You're a Brooklyn guy.
You can.
You know what? Let's just take you up to that place for a week. This thing has pushed you over the top.
I don't want to go to the treatment center or the sanitarium, whatever you call it. I don't even know what those things are called.
They will monitor your TV viewing.
The hospital.
Yeah.
Look at that as a retreat.
Wait, now maybe.
A retreat from reality. Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Yeah.
I'm giving you a call just because we're just talking about the whole desensitization, media, all that sort of stuff. Nothing gets me more than the fact last night they're showing this maniac on TV, and they show him over and over, giving his idea of what happened with the guns, the shooting, and all that. But the problem is, they obviously bleep out the F word. The rest of it isn't offensive.
Well put, my friend. You're going to the fucking prize closet. This is what's wrong with this country. You could have this fucking Chinese maniac, or I'm sorry, South Korean maniac, with a gun in each hand, and everybody will sit there and watch it, let their children watch it. God forbid you see a pair of tits on TV.
Exactly.
You'll be shitting through a screen if you saw that. You would not be able to handle yourself.
I totally agree, sir.
All right, you're going to the prize closet, my friend.
Hold on, Brian. We're going to get you a DVD copy of South Park, the complete 9th season, courtesy of Paramount Home Entertainment. South Park, the complete 9th season. That's in stores now. You can also check it out online at paramount.com/home entertainment.
Well, I think we might as well be just landing on Plymouth Rock right now, because we are the same puritanical people that were back in 1620.
Here.
I mean, those fuckers were as violent as all hell, burning witches and shit like that. But God forbid someone sleeps around.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
The Scarlet Letter.
You're fucking
so
preaching to the choir.
We're so dumb.
We are fucking stupid.
Like, we cannot evolve at all.
These people are going like this. When the Janet Jackson thing, I was sitting there with my children. Enjoying the food. How many times you think these people have sat there with their children and watched a pretend murder in some movie?
Right.
They're fine. But God forbid two people start to actually make love.
The Renaissance is all about portraits of naked chicks. And David with his fucking cock hanging out.
Sure.
No one got scared. That was the Renaissance.
He's swinging that little dick of his.
Yeah.
And you know what? The fucking Renaissance to me is naked fat girls. Let's get back to it in a big, big way. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez. Mike, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, guys. Ronnie, first off, you're a genius. But the only thing I'm going to disagree with you on is that I don't think this free thought thing is going to stop. I mean, yeah, the media might be saying, oh, if you got somebody creative in your class or somebody's writing stories, lock them up or arrest them. But you got all these people that listen to your show. I mean, that's a whole shitload of people.
Yeah, I understand, but I understand.
They're not going to be throwing kids out of school tomorrow. I mean, I got my brother. I know people that are parents that have kids. They're not crazy. They're not going to start, telling their kids don't be creative or don't paint anymore.
No, what is happening? My point is this: it always gets ended back towards the weird kids, and there is a place for the weird kid in society. If you have a class, there should always be the smart girl, the fucking boy that keeps making everybody else laugh, the hot chick, the jock, and then you want to have that weird kid who does not want to interact. He is as valuable to that as anyone else.
That's all rock and roll is.
Yeah.
Michael Stipe and Eddie Vedder were not the football player, the quarterback on the team.
Neither was James Dean. When you James Dean was the king of cool. Watch his movies. No one liked him. The kids his own age did not like him. He was the weirdo, and there is a place for that. You know?
Yeah.
You do need in every piece you need a different color of the rainbow. Leave the fucking weird kids alone. Don't blame them for this.
I always tell that to my parents with my nephew, because my nephew is the weird kid now.
Yeah.
He's this black guy who's going like this, like it's all hip hop. He's into like Linkin Park and Japanese animation. He draws these, I think they're amazing pieces of art, of like dragons and, monsters and everything. They think he's losing his mind. I'm like, no, encourage it, find the outlet, and he can be.
But they were upset that you took him over and you got caught taking a bath with him.
I did not take a bath with him. No,
You said it was Uncle Earl's fun time.
No, that'd be highly inappropriate.
And Earl, do not kid yourself. You are the weirdo in that.
I was the weird one in the family. Growing up, absolutely, I was the weird one because I was quiet. I read books that nobody was reading, like people my age wouldn't read.
But, this whole thing of, he's not interacting with family and friends. These people forget what it's like to be a fucking teenager. I mean, we've all went time where, your family said, what is going on? Why aren't you coming downstairs?
Yeah. Right.
Hey, you're not changing your sheets, you're that fucking weird fucking kid for a while. Everybody goes through it when your parents think, your old man feels like you're giving him shit for no reason, when you just go, no, I'm not coming. And he's like, what? What was that supposed to mean?
I was like a tornado right down to the basement.
Yeah.
And when I got home from school at 3:30.
Oh, man, let me tell you. I went through years where I just wanted nothing to do with my family. I just wanted to be outside. I wanted to be away. I wanted to be anywhere else than with my family.
Yeah.
Didn't mean that I ever hated them. Never thought that I had a bad fucking childhood. I was just doing my own thing. It's nothing that happened. You just get this urge to, try to find out other things. It's complicated. It's fucking complicated to be a kid. And then we lie to ourselves and we fucking say, man, those were the times, weren't they? Those were the fucking days. And I'm telling you what, I was the fucking class clown in school. I fucking dealt, so I had money. I had fucking chicks. I still look back at those years like it was a nightmare. I had the weird kid would look over and go, well, that fucking guy's got it wired. I still want it out. The best fucking way that you could ride this thing, still fucking blue dead goats.
And if you go by writing stories and stuff, I wrote very bleak stories in high
Every
school.
teenager writes fucking the suicide, murder, end of the world stories because they're trying to figure out why are we here.
Yes.
And they have no abilities to do it.
I mean, mine was titled Jack Donovan or
Right.
the Token.
But you're trying to figure out why am I here, what am I doing, and you basically have the brain of a peanut as you're trying to do this. It's very, very difficult.
I totally forgot. I wrote one of those stories, and it got handed back to me with red ink on the top of it from the teacher saying, "Is this you?" With the main character of the story was a guy who was getting picked on in high school and stuff. So it was I forgot. I completely forgot that I had even written one of those things.
Yeah, that's just the way it is, though.
Patrick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Fez. Just wanted to mention that there's an author named Lauren Coleman that has actually predicted that we would see a shooting between the time of the end of March and first part of May, and that the magnitude would be greater than anything we've seen before. And he's written a book called The Copycat Effect that portrays how the media stands up these people after the incident and what causes other kids to trigger a copycat.
Now, all right, I dig that. Again, anybody could say, I predict a shooting, because guess what? I predict one too. I predict someone's going to do one in a fucking Denny's someday. These things happen over and over and over. It's always like, it's a post office, it's fucking, it's a fast food restaurant, it's a school. It seems to keep happening at the same places. But how did this guy pick out the April date?
Yeah, he's got a blog post from March 28th where he kind of lays it all out, and it looks to me like he's nailed it.
But why was he able to do that?
Just it seems from studying the portrayal of the Columbine shootings and different school shootings around the world and how these killers victimize people.
And he thinks it's all copycat stuff.
Because of the portrayal from the media, yeah.
Right. All right. Did you get the name of the book, Earl, and the author?
The Copycat Effect by Coleman.
Lauren Michaels. Try to book Lauren Michaels. Talk to him about the shooting.
He says Mad TV is the Copycat Effect.
All right, Patrick. We'll try to book that guy. Here's Bill. Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. Yeah, I just wanted to say that this is a phenomenon that we call teenage angst. Every tortured teenager's gone through this. Some act out in different ways. Some of them go to the extreme and torture animals when they're younger, and some become these full-blown killers.
Yeah.
And psychologists make a fortune off of that. And and I just wanted to make another note. There was on the earlier show, the buddies announced that there was a website to go to get their pre-sale tickets. It fucking corrupted up my computer. I got to pay $250 to Geek Squad.
When did this happen?
This morning. Jim Norton said go to, it was myspace.com/Opie and Anthony. I went there to get pre-sale password, and the friggin' thing ate the computer.
All right.
Tell everybody that's a problem.
Yeah, alert them that. I don't know who's running that for him. Whether
Alert
it's Steve.
alert the media.
Yeah. But maybe
All
Steve
right.
will know something about it. Thank you very much,
Thanks,
my
guys.
friend.
Bye.
All right, peace. Greg, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Greg, go ahead.
Oh, hey, sorry, guys. I got a spy report.
What can we do for you?
Fox News just reported that they arrested a 14-year-old who had sent an email to a buddy claiming that he was going to set the record and kill 100 kids. But the email, I guess, was intercepted by the recipient's, one of his parents, who then forwarded it on to the police or something. It's all kind of unfolding. But then when they went to the kid's house, they didn't find anything that really matched up with him doing anything besides the email.
He's just crazy talking kid.
Copycat. Hey, Ron, real quick.
That's plenty. Here's Gordon. Gordon, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hello?
Go ahead, Gordon. What do you got for us, buddy?
I was going to talk about, you guys were talking earlier about, creativity and how people are getting kind of scared about that shit. I work at a bodega here in a small neighborhood in Colorado, and a lot of soccer moms come in and talk about how that guy wrote kind of dark poetry and whatnot.
Right.
And they get big, wide eyes, and I can already see that they're thinking, like, if they catch their little kid drawing cartoons of, like, stick figure shooting and writing maybe, scary poetry, they're going to freak out. And I got to remind them, like, hey, everyone writes dark poetry. The difference with this kid is that he wasn't very good at it, and he's kind of nuts,
Yeah, he was a fucking broken human being. There was something wrong with his brain. There's nothing that he learned along the way.
I just found an art book. I was going through my apartment, and I found an art book that I did in 8th grade, so I was 14. And for some reason, I had a little drawing that said, Happy Halloween from Charles Manson, Adolf Hitler, and Jeffrey Dahmer. I still have it. I have it in my
kids are obsessed with Charles Manson.
And then I have these underneath. They're standing on a hill, and there's all the stereotypical, like the smiley face, the yellow dot smiley face,
right?
And they all have bullet holes in their heads with red ink, streaming down. It's the most fucked up thing I could.
But I remember the drawings that the boys would do when we were, and I'm going to say 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, were always the same thing. People getting shot by Nazi planes. There would always be that you would draw like the that line, so things would be blowing up. And then we used to draw these like dungeons with torture going on all the time. And we would draw constantly in school torture scenes. And none of us were, as far as I know, none of us were abused kids. But I think that people that are afraid sometimes decide to put on the mask of what scares them. Like the Marilyn Manson thing, to me, the kids that do the shout at the devil, you know what I mean? Like any kind of death metal stuff, I think they just go, I'm going to, instead of running from the monster, I'm going to become it. You know what I mean? I'm going to, what scares me, I'm going to put on that mask and walk around with them. Which, if you study ancient fucking people, if you've ever read about the festivals that would go on, those things used to happen all the time. And that's where we came up with, dragons or whatever. Because people were afraid of the dark. So let's not only be afraid of the dark, let's think of the scariest fucking thing that we can, and then let's start and make copies of it, Let's start and have these scary monsters. Well, if you walk around and look at the early churches in this country and look at the things that are protecting them. Have you ever seen what is above these churches?
No.
You've never seen, like...
Yeah, gargoyles.
The gargoyles that are all over town?
Yeah.
What would you think that has to do with the Christian religion?
Right.
And yet, these gargoyles, these statues, have been set up. Some people would say it was like to scare away or make the evil forces think. But these things existed not that long ago. And what are the biggest movies right now that can be done cheaply, without stars, and the kids will show up? Saw. Fucking on and on like that. The Ring. Everything. And there's nothing new about it.
Right.
You know? And at one time, people were furious with their kids for reading Edgar Allan Poe. You'd be fucking thrilled if your kid read Edgar Allan Poe. Probably Stephen King is the biggest writer we've had, American writer we've had in the last 25, 30 years.
Absolutely.
Writing horror. Writing scary. What's the worst possible thing that you can think of, and then really try to make yourself get into it. Let's take a break here so we don't run the whole show again, Earl. Ron and Fez Show.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.
Hey, it's the Ron and Fez Show. Fez, we were talking about the weird artist types.
Mm-hmm.
Painting came in for us that a friend of Mud Eater did. This is a beautiful painting of me and you. And I hope you like it. It's...
Oh, my gosh!
Two-headed, and it's the Traveler's thing.
That is so creepy. I don't mean to insult anyone's artwork, but that is disturbing.
Almost makes you miss Bobo, doesn't it?
It totally does.
So there's me and you as some kind of two-headed psycho freak.
Yeah, two-headed shirtless monster.
You look like you're in deep depression, and I'm some kind of insane vampire monster.
Right.
The Ron head looks like the bad monster from The Cell, that Jennifer Lopez. It's got really creepy teeth.
Yeah, that is the Ron head. And then the Fez is just this depressed thing.
I'm just sad sack there.
I am turning this over to the FBI immediately.
Please do. That is disturbing.
Here, make sure this is dusted for prints.
I mean, and his eye, why is Fez's eyes like popping out of his head?
No, now what I want to get is fucking pictures of Mud Eater and have someone paint him.
That would only be fair.
Here's what fucking kills me about the guy. Then he acts like, hey, I'll send it to him.
Yeah, I don't draw or do any artistic thing like that.
Sure you do.
No.
Your art is crying.
But I don't know how you get that image in your head to begin with to start to transfer it to canvas. I don't understand the process that went into that very disturbing painting.
What is she eating today? Some kind of Chinese pea pods? It's like we have no food in here, Earl. None.
No, we don't have any food.
We should go someone decent today.
That'd be good.
Stop this. Stop. You know, it was just a week ago we were with Sal at AJ Maxwell's. There was a meal. He gave us so much food we were afraid we were going to die. Fantastic food.
It was so good, and as stuffed as I got, I couldn't stop myself.
Then did you really go home and have a snack?
No.
Oh, because you told me later you did. I thought we'd have a comedy show, because I fucking believed you. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. We got to get a hold of Sal, too, and thank him. I think he's coming out tomorrow night for Dave's bachelor party, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is he on the list? By the way, come on in here, darling. Every day I come to work, and, well, of course you know this, you listen. And, Fezzy, as you know, this is a Ron Bennington Presents event. I've done it again. I've thrown a fantastic party for Eastside Dave. And my right-hand girl, who I don't even think I could have done this without you, Lilly.
Well, that's a big compliment.
You know, really.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have kept up with this without Lilly helping, Fez.
Well, yeah, because she was like doing all the legwork and everything.
Well, all the work.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. What you're doing is making my dreams come true. But every day she's got a complaint to me, and I'm just gonna fucking out it right now. Flea. Every day Flea says he is going to try to sneak into this place. He's not old enough.
No, Flea, you can't go.
You can't go. You say you want to be an intern for us. You show up there and get fucking popped and get this, these folks that are setting us up for us mad or upset about anything. And we will fucking have you make sure that you never become an intern.
That's why he gets called a douche. That's why. It's things like that.
Yeah.
He's not old enough to go, so you know what? Wait till you are.
21 and older means 21 and older, not 19, or exception for Flea.
Yeah.
So.
E-Rock, what do you do? He take your painting away from you? E-Rock had the painting on Pal Talk, and Dave went and grabbed it. Is he upset by the painting? It's a painting!
He's screaming and crying. He's like, no, what are you doing? Don't show it. They don't want to see it.
Let him be seen. I'm gonna have one done a Mud Eater next. That's the only way to deal. So the Flea situation. E-Rock, come on in. He says to her, when they let me into every event, Ron and Fez let me into every event.
We don't let him. He just sort of
sneaks in.
All of a sudden you notice that he's there.
The only person I could put Bam on the door. That's all I can come up with. He's a fellow mod over at Spread the Iris.
Oh, okay. He may be the man for the job then. The general.
You know who I wouldn't mind putting on the door to make this thing happen properly is Sal. And I didn't point this out. E-Rock, we got to take you to eat at AJ Maxwell sometime. He almost killed us. He almost killed us with seafood. He almost killed us with pork. Then he almost killed us with meat. There was more. We could not get all the food on this entire table now. Am I right about that, Lily?
Absolutely.
And Lily, you eat like an animal. I had no idea. Yeah. You are so little and thin. I thought to myself, she must be shitting now as we sit here because there's nowhere for this to go. You must literally shit all the time.
I have a very fast-working digestive system, yes.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
So you're taking 7-8 shits a day?
Not that many. But
how many?
Maybe
Congratulations.
3. Once after every meal.
3?
Yeah. Morning, afternoon, and night.
Tap me on the shoulder. I'm going to come in and check this out. And don't flush. Let me break it up with a stick. I just want to see what you're doing right. All right, here's Sal. Sal, how are you, my friend?
How you doing, Ronnie? How's everything? Good?
Sal, you coming to our party tomorrow night, right?
I'm hoping I can get there.
What do you mean hoping?
I didn't get no cards, no pass. I don't know.
Oh, see. Sal, here's what you got to understand something. You are our VIP.
I love you, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Listen, did you enjoy that smoke, by the way?
Oh, it was fantastic. I actually smoked it when I got home. It made a totally classy night. I live like a god down there at AJ Maxwell's. Then he sends me out with an illegal cigar, and I enjoyed that at the end of the night.
That's good. Listen, Ron.
Yeah, and I didn't tell you guys this. He also got me a hooker. Because, I've been down. I've been feeling bad about myself.
Right.
Sal got me a hooker.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a full-service guy there, Sal.
Yeah.
Fez, I got to tell you, that picture came out beautiful with you.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, thank you.
You
came out nice.
Yeah.
But
your own bottle of wine now.
What I like to do for all the listeners, anybody that visits our website, www.ajmaxwells.com, and if they make a reservation, all they have to do is put under the notes, when you make the reservation, Ron and Fez Show, and we get them complimentary dessert with their dinner.
Whoa.
I know there's some great desserts.
You know what? We ought to do that party with Sal. We got to maybe have a party coming up. We ought to send it Sal's way.
If Dave is ready, I'll start working on the ring right now.
Oh, that'd be nice. That would be nice.
I think we'll have a cage match right downstairs.
I would love it. Sal wants to fight him. I think it would be a very good fight. Sal, what are you, 10, 11 feet tall?
Something like that.
I mean, seriously.
Like that.
Yeah. And Lily even said to me.
I'm a pretty big boy, yeah.
Lily actually said this to me. Sal is one attractive man. And she said, I bet he's hung like a monster. And I go, what do you mean by that? She grabs her arm all the way up here and just lets it swing back and forth.
You're going to get me in a lot of trouble, Ron, I'll tell you that.
She loved that meal, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, somebody else is a big fan of the show, too, and I'm going to pay for that one.
Oh, your lovely girlfriend or wife?
My wife.
Yeah. How long have you been married, Sal?
I'm going on 5 years.
That's almost me. If I put all mine together, it would be. I think this would be my silver anniversary. If I put all the marriages together. All right, Sal. We'll talk to you soon. Give him a call back. Take care of him for tomorrow night. He feels bad about himself.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sal, at AJ Maxwell's, 48th Street in Manhattan.
I'm going to take HTG out to dinner one night. All she eats is string beans. That's the only thing. She'll sit down. If you give her string beans and 2 sticks, she will sit there in her little yellow coat and eat the whole thing.
That's not a meal. You got to have more than that.
No, it's plenty. I like to get her a side. I'd take her to a place called Sides. Lil, you eat like an animal.
I eat a lot. Yeah. I grew up with restaurants in my family all my life, so we eat like...
How'd you like that food the other night at AJ Maxwell's?
Oh my God, it was delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I noticed you were winking at the waiter, too. Earl was getting upset.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, Earl. It was probably the best... No.
You like him brown. That's what you said to me. I go, what kind of guy you go for? She said they got to be brown. I go, what about Earl? Nah, it's 2.
No, I like dorky white boys.
Do you?
Yeah.
Like who? Weezer? The guy from Weezer? Is that your idea?
Not really like that, but...
Mrs. Rivers Cuomo.
Why do you know everything about Weezer? Fucking idiot.
I enjoy.
Seriously. You're going to look pretty stupid. Matthew, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to go back to something earlier on the topic of the media. Somebody called in and they were talking about how that we should show the pictures of the coffins and the troops coming home. Overseas, the media acts like the media. They're there to inform people. They take an objective stance. They inform the public, and they show the reality of what's going on. Here, the media is less than informative. It acts like a business almost.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, we're so...
It isn't almost. It is a business.
Yeah, exactly. And they play on our sensitivity, too. I mean, they won't show something if they think advertisers are going to drop them and that they're going to lose out on money, whereas overseas you've got people that are more...
Matthew, it sounds like you want to become European. It sounds like you want to move to Denmark.
I already lived in Europe. I used to be a military dependent, and so I know how things like that, go on. I've seen the media over there, and I've seen how the media acts here, and it's no wonder people are stupid over here because nobody's getting informed. Nobody's being informed of politics or the way that the government works. More people know Spears and Homer Simpson than they do about their own political leaders.
And again, though, that's a choice. It's not the media's job to educate us.
No, it's to inform us.
We get the product that we deserve. That's what I absolutely believe. And that's why, people will not go looking for the little Italian restaurant in their town. They will order Domino's. That's because they don't give a fuck what they put in themselves. They don't care. They do not care.
I noticed this with the media, and I don't know if this is along the same lines or not. You know how Donald Rumsfeld was on TV just about every day? This new Secretary of Defense, you never see this guy. We have not seen him since he got confirmed or selected, however it gets done.
Lamont, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, man.
Hey, I was at the quote-unquote incident with Flea last night.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. This is something that was on the O&A show today?
I don't think he got through to talk about it.
Okay.
They patched me through. I had mentioned what it was.
Yeah, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, you know what? Okay, cool. Since you don't know what I'm talking about, I think Flea should probably call in. I thought you guys were going to discuss it or something, but...
No, I don't know how to tell you this, Lamont, but other than Flea bothering Lilly, we're not all that close. We're not as close as that you may see. Me and Flea, although we probably posed for a picture together, we do not hang out together. Here's Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, you're an asshole. Man, you got Lilly on the show, right?
Yeah.
She's got the voice of an angel. I mean...
She looks like an angel, too. She's adorable.
Exactly. I mean, she sounds very adorable. I mean, then you go ruin the image for everybody. sitting there discussing how she's shitting on the damn toilet 3 times a day.
I got news for you, my friend.
Squeezing
Angel shit. There's nothing I can do about that. I know you want to believe that. I know you don't want to believe that Lily uses the bathroom. She does.
Very regularly.
I mean,
yeah, constantly almost.
It's a bad mental image, though. I mean, you know, picture some beautiful woman, and then next thing you know, she's
shitting
there on the porcelain god, you know, just grunting away. And
all right, we made it up. She does not shit. She doesn't even piss. She's got a vagina like Barbie. I don't want you to worry about this. There's nothing. She doesn't have a digestive system. It doesn't happen. Hey, Magoo, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Yeah.
Good afternoon. How are you all doing?
Let me just point this out again, Fezzy. Sal, love him. AJ Maxwell's, thank you so much. That's all I'm trying to say.
I understand where you're coming from.
My problem was I didn't think you guys really held up. I didn't think you ate enough. Lily, I'm going to give an A to.
Thank you.
Fez, maybe it's the stat. I'm going to give you a C.
Oh.
The other two guys, I'm failing outright. What can we do for you, Magoo?
All right. Well, I just wanted to call up in response to what that kid just called about how saying that the reporters over in Iraq and everything are all objective and all that.
No, he didn't say that.
Well,
he said that reporters in Europe have a tendency to stand back from the story, and no one can be 100% objective, but they don't feel the need to do what we do in this country. And if you watch the BBC News, it is completely different, the style of story that they run.
Okay, I must have missed that part when I was calling in because I turned my radio down, but I thought he was talking about reporters like on the ground in Iraq.
No, he did not mention that at all.
At the very least, I'm sure European news reporters don't name the news after them like Anderson Cooper. AC 360.
All right, well, then I guess this call's for nothing, so you guys just have a great day then. Keep up the good shit.
Peace out. Keep up the good shit, Lily.
Oh, I keep that up.
3 times a day.
Just about time for it right now?
Yeah.
About to ring that bell? You and Earl, that's something that you do have in common. Earl,
we both shit.
Yeah. You're a constant shitter too, Earl.
No, I go once a day.
Oh.
I go in the morning.
He only eats once a day.
Yeah. And then he cries after and lays in the shame.
He eats sandwiches. That's all he eats.
Here's Billy. Billy, you're the Ron and Fez show. Go ahead, Billy.
The last caller about Lily, she's, so-so, but nobody's voice more angelic than Fez. You guys are blowing up. See ya.
Peace.
Thank you for the angelic voice compliment. That's the first one of those I've ever gotten.
Well, you come in crying and people are going to love you.
I guess so.
But I noticed this, Lily, you and the guys, you don't even stop walking around or talking when something like this happens. Now, when he starts crying. It used to be, oh my God, Fez is crying.
I know.
Is Fez going to be all right? Now you've kind of used up every bit of that you have, Fez.
I've used up all my tears, I guess.
It's like the boy who cried wolf, except you're the
It really is. You are like the boy who cried wolf, because you're not going to go for help, even though we lined up something beautiful for you. And, now you're like, oh, I want to just, have my own vacation and do this other longer process. And I don't really think that people are falling for it anymore. They call in with drugs every day. You don't take any of them. Books, you don't read any of them.
Well, it's not like I haven't started the process. I mean, I'm going to get offered drugs, I believe.
Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, I was wondering where we could see some pictures of Lily. Put a face to that.
Pictures of Lily. You have a MySpace, right?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I never even brought this up. Are the Topless, they play the song Pictures of Lily.
Right.
They dedicate it to you. Lily, please stand up. You were already gone.
I know. I left right before.
It was so embarrassing.
Accepting on behalf of Lily.
I guess that Patrick's got a little crush on you, he said.
No.
Yeah, he did. He said, I wouldn't mind running a thick batch all over this one. It's called Pictures of Lily. I was offended. I said, well, I'm going to have a talk with him. And everybody's going, no, let them be. Lily might even like him. And then that frees Fez up.
If Lily wasn't there to defend herself, we don't know what her reaction would have been. Lost last night. I love a Desmond episode.
It was Brian K. was the co-writer last night.
Yeah, that's right.
Brian K. Vaughan, our friend, Now one of the head writers on Lost.
I think executive story consultant, chief story consultant as well, as his title last night.
You know what my favorite thing was? Are you a Lost fan?
I used to be. I fell off this season.
The revenge sex. She gets turned down. She sees the guy that... I guess now she's back to loving Jack, or she loves them both.
Yeah, it's like Kate is torn between these two now.
Torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool. So Jack, she sees him with someone else, so she runs in the other tent, fucks another guy.
Sawyer?
Yeah. Revenge sex. Wow. Ever done it?
No.
Fez, I know not to ask you, I know not to ask Earl. Dave never had the choice either. Now, let me ask you this. Is it a positive or a negative revenge sex?
It's negative. I mean, anything you do in revenge is never going to end up good. But I haven't had revenge sex. I've had this sex after somebody's broken up with you and you're just so, like, upset and you just sort of...
That's revenge sex.
But they don't know it, so I don't think it's revenge. It's somebody that they didn't even know.
Yes, but you're still doing it to... I'll show you I can get cock anywhere.
Yeah, but he didn't know, so I don't think...
But you know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You're back and you're going, I'm so upset. I'm going to just fuck the next guy that comes along. Maybe it wasn't that for you, but you were with somebody that you probably shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Here comes Pitsy. He's a hetero.
I've had revenge sex, and I think it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the only way to deal.
You know why? Because that person who did this to you will never feel that, but when they find out that you fuck somebody else,
right,
they are in your shoes, and that's the only way you could ever get that person to feel the way you do.
Isn't that odd? That now they go, okay, I don't want you to go on, even though I've had sex with someone else. I don't want you to go on and tell me about it. It's a very weird thing we do with each other. Now, did you tell the person, or did you make sure they found out?
I told her right away.
Yeah.
Because of, like, what she did to me, she needed to know.
And what did she say to you?
She got upset. She started crying and stuff. And I'm like, well, how the fuck do you think I felt after you told me that you cheated on me with somebody else?
Right.
You know?
But it didn't fix things between you. It just kind of, finally, that was the thing that broke it off completely. Am I right?
Yeah, but you know what? I would have never been able to get over it if I hadn't done something, you know?
Interesting, because I think you're right about that. I think you are right. Even though it's not a healthy thing, right? It's actually probably far from healthy. But if you don't do something to take your mind off the last one, how are you supposed to go on? Are you supposed to be the one who sits around like poor Lilly did for 6 months? You waited for 6 months, and the only thing that took it away was somebody knew, right?
That's exactly what it is. The second that you start the second that I realized I was like, okay, I can actually be attracted to somebody else,
right.
I was like, yes, thank God. I thought I was like done.
Interesting, yeah, because you were so in love.
It's even better when the person's ugly that you have sex with, too, to get back at them. Just be like, I don't even care. Look, you know, she's a slob. It doesn't even faze me
anymore. Here's the thing. This person's on par with you. This is and then, that's good when you say, what do you mean she's ugly? She looks exactly like you.
Yeah.
You and her would be are exactly the same class. I thought was, and you don't see a lot of revenge sex in TV shows, and particularly with the girl on top just going fuck it. She comes into him to Sawyer, shut up, don't say a word, shut up. Let me ride your fucking bad boy cock. I don't hear her say that, but that's what happened during the commercial. And I was like so pissed when they cut away. Yeah. Again, we see all the violence we want. Do we see that little beauty? What's her name?
Kate.
No, in real life.
Oh,
Evangeline Lilly.
She's so hot. She's like a little boy girl. You know, she's like a little boy girl.
And she fucks Charlie in real life, too. And like, how
would
she
thinking that?
Yeah.
That fucking idiot.
Fucking hobbit, man.
I cannot picture that. I mean, I know they're together. It's hard to picture.
All you got to do is go online. There's pictures of them together on every one of those TMZ type sites. Jimmy, Ron and Fez.
What's up, fellas? Hey, did you catch last night the picture of the monk on his desk of him and the old woman from the last Desmond flashback? The one who knew everything about his life and who could tell the future? Did you guys notice that?
I missed it.
I saw it.
Wait a minute. Go back to it again.
All right. Remember the last Desmond flashback episode?
Yeah.
When he meets that old woman in the jewelry store? And
oh, yeah.
Knows everything about his life? The monk in this episode had a picture on his desk of him and that woman.
I did not see it.
That's
excellent.
That's very cool. I got to go back and look.
I don't know what the hell to make of it. It's ridiculous. Like, how there's no connection there.
By the way, I'm sure that Brian K. wrote the Superman Flash part of that whole thing.
Right.
Here's Ryan. Ryan, you're on Fez.
Yeah, I had revenge sex. I was kicking my girlfriend out, and I had a stripper sitting there right next to me, all over me the whole time she was packing her shit and getting out of my house.
You hired a stripper to come in?
I didn't hire her. The stripper was a friend of mine.
Sweet deal. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. So while she's packing up, you're having sex. But here's the thing with the revenge sex and you going back and tell her. It still means that you're attached to that girl. Mm-hmm. That you want something from her. You want her to say, this hurts, I love you, why did you do this?
Yeah, because you don't want to be the victim all the time. You know?
I know.
You have to reverse the roles, and then you get the upper hand. And then if you want to date her again, that's up to you. But
I don't think it happens, though. I think it's already gone too far between the two of you. You've already taken it too far. Lily, what about you? You ever friends with people that you used to be in love with?
Yeah.
It works?
It can if you both are on the same page and there's absolutely no feelings there beyond.
But it takes time.
It absolutely takes time. It
I don't
can't
know
just
if it
go
can
from
work. I don't know whether maybe it never was love then.
You can, because when you see that person every day, you're going to think of how you feel for them, what they've done to you, how they fucked you over. You can't ever be friends with somebody that you loved.
You, my friend, are barely out of the cave. You are barely civilized.
Yeah.
I love you, Pitsy, but you really are a knuckle dragger. Let's go to Roger. Roger, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Good.
Hey, my ex-wife filed for divorce, so I nailed her stepsister.
The stepsister also was out to hurt her? Or did the stepsister...
No, I think she just always wanted me.
Yeah.
Anyway, Thanksgiving dinner was never the same in that family.
Thank you. Well, you hope so, but believe me, the weird thing about families is they do heal. I know people have shot each other, and they still sit down. James, you're on Fez.
Yeah, I just wanted to know that the best part about the revenge sex with Kate Sawyer was that she was crying. I'm surprised no one brought that up yet.
Yeah, she cried and also wanted him to shut up. Did not want to hear him. Because I guess, in a way, she was pretending it's Jack, though. Maybe she was even thinking about Jack with the other chick. But last week I went, okay, she doesn't love Jack at all. She loves Sawyer. Now I think I flip-flopped. I'm like a fucking soap opera with this little island of people. I'm like a soap opera.
They're doing well with Kate because you don't know at this point who she's after or who she's in love with.
Here's Kirby. You're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, buddies, me and friend one were pissed at friend two. We banged friend two's fiance. We double-teamed her.
So you banged her to get even with a guy?
Yeah, he fucking owed me money, so me and my one friend banged his fiance.
All right, let me tell you something. To get even with a guy by having sex, you're thinking of another guy while you're having sex. Not to mention that you had to have another guy with you having sex. You're gay, my friend.
I just thought about it like a porno, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Gay.
there was somebody else watching.
When you're thinking about a guy and you're coming, you're fucking gay. There's no way around that.
There's a lot of guys in those questions.
And any menage that fucking has two guys and a girl is homosex.
I agree totally.
I know you would, knuckle dragger. Definitely. I don't even like the thought of another guy naked. I'll kill him. You've never been involved in menage, right? You're not even into chicks, right, Lily?
I don't think so. I mean, I find women attractive, but I don't...
Who's a woman we know? Not a famous woman. Well, first give us a famous woman that you find attractive. That you could have sex with.
Christina Aguilera.
Really?
She looks great.
Well, I would just think of past records. All right, give us a girl that we know that you find yourself somewhat attracted to.
There's this girl in my communications class who I find myself staring at.
Give me a picture.
Really, she's beautiful.
Give me a picture of the two of you
Spanish,
together.
and she's so beautiful. But I find myself staring at her. Then she sometimes catches me. She probably thinks I'm the biggest weirdo, but she's just so beautiful. Like I can't really help it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's in a sexual way. I just admire how beautiful she is.
No, it's sexual.
Okay, maybe I'm a lesb.
No, I don't think so. I think that every girl is a little bi.
I can see alcohol. And maybe some marijuana.
That's
and
what it
then
takes.
I'd be like,
whatever it fucking takes.
All right.
I'll fucking tie you off if that's what you need to finally numb you up to it. But, you know.
But I wouldn't do a threesome if it was boy, girl.
No, it's gross.
I'd be more open to a threesome if
That's
it
a
was
train.
boy, girl, girl.
And that's a train, and the other guy should be on the fucking couch, smoking and waiting for his time.
Yeah.
And then even then, you got to go back and fuck through cum. Who wants to be second?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to move it to the shower, man, just so it's all sanitary, you know?
Thank you.
Well, at least he's showering.
By the way, are you getting your insurance from Geico still?
I don't know.
Here's T-Bone. You're on the air. You just got it now. It took a while.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, just wondered how no one has brought up Kate's ass from the episode last night.
She's amazing.
Oh.
She's an amazing actress.
Watching the show now.
She's the greatest little actress ever.
Jeez.
Yeah, she was wearing like a little thong, not G-string, but a little thong and a bra. And she's just phenomenal. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
I love you. Love your show.
Thanks.
I want to know if I'm going to hell for this revenge sex here, okay? Long-time girlfriend, 3-4 years, and we're splitting up, big, long conversation. She decides she's going to spend one last night. I get pissed off. About an hour later, I wake up and call another chick. She comes and meets me across the street in a church parking lot, and we have sex in the church parking lot. Then I go back and go to bed with my old chick.
Uh-huh. So what's your question?
Well, do I go to hell for that?
Catholic Church?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Not only that, you get somebody kicked off the radio. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Jeffy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Yeah.
I, similar to that guy, dated this girl for about 3 years, and I graduated high school. She was a year behind me, so she broke up with me because I was leaving, whatever, 3 years down the road. I'm going to school, and she had this hot death friend from back in the day. They show up at a party at a college that I was going to.
This isn't fucking Forum magazine. If you got a fucking point, say it. I am not going to hear go to a small Midwestern college. Let's just say I'm well endowed if 11.5 inches works for you. I don't fucking believe any of these bragging stories. We're having a conversation between adults. Don't blame it into, I fucked this chick 8 ways to Sunday. Get a tattoo that says that. It's got nothing to do with us. We're talking about what happened on Lost last night. Lily, you believe there's no way to get over one romance until you go on to another. Then you feel something about yourself.
Yeah. You can say, I'm over it, but until you start having feelings for somebody else and caring for them, then, you're not over it. Because I said it all the time. I was like, I'm so over it. But then I'm like, no, I'm not. Oh,
but you were talking about them constantly.
Yeah.
Then it hits you in that wave.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking horrible wave where you're going, picking up the phone. Do you guys ever see Husbands and Wives, the Woody Allen movie?
No.
Okay. Nobody?
No.
All right. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. You ever see Armageddon?
Yeah.
It was really cool, wasn't it, when he blew up that asteroid? It was great. John, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, my ex-wife had left me, and her mother-in-law came over to pick up the rest of her stuff.
Here we
go. Angie Dickinson look-alike, and let's just say that we had some good fun together.
All right. Why don't you just say your line? Here is Manny. Manny, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you, pal?
I'm on the Ron and Fez show. Hey, Ron, how about the story not caring that it was revenge sex?
Oh, I disagree 100%. I think he was crushed. What do you think, Fez?
I thought it really affected him when he found out that she had just seen Jack and the other girl. Totally. I think it totally affected him.
He wasn't going to make a big deal about it, but wait a minute. He had the greatest line of all time last night when he caught Jack and the girl calling. He says, "What are you doing? Trying to figure out who's your favorite other?" I fucking laughed like a goddamn retarded kid. It's a really good show. We can't talk about it every week, but the show does not let you down.
No, and I get more excited for the next week, knowing this thing's
Only 4 more weeks.
I know that I start to get a little early withdrawal panic of no lost.
Well, I got this from Sheepy. Try to get a hold of Sheepy, this goddamn liar. But he says to me, he hears from his sources, which is Pal Talk, I guess, that when this is over, it will not be back on till January. And then they're going to run all 24 episodes and have a big finale. So it'll take about 8 months off and then run to the end.
Oh, okay.
You heard the same thing, but
yeah, they're going to do like 24 where there's no, because the 6, and then they took a break that screwed them. They lost a lot of viewers, so they're going to go all the way through.
I don't give a shit about viewers. I really don't. I just care about my own satisfaction. All right, none of you guys saw Husbands and Wives. It's a great fucking film, but I'm happy with it. I got to watch it. I don't need to share it with anyone. Not even you, Earl. Earl, did you see School Days, Spike Lee?
Yes.
You remind me of that one guy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Kurt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I was just wondering if you could tell me if this is gay or not. I was banging this chick from behind while she was sucking my cousin's cock, and he reached down for a grab, and he accidentally touched my balls. So I grabbed the girl, took her into another room, fucked her by myself, and left my cousin in the room.
Kurt.
Is that gay?
If you're asking if that's gay, you don't even have to fucking call. No fucking straight guy ever asked, is that gay? Your cousin touched your hard cock. You're gay. And you let him. Here's Sheepy. Sheepy.
Hi.
I thought it was Big A for a second.
I'm not gay.
No one said you were gay. You said Big A. What are you up to, Sheepy?
I was filling out working papers.
For what?
The park thing. My park job.
Do you got your park job this year? Is that happening?
Oh, yeah. It starts in a couple of weeks, the 30th. I just had to fill out some more papers. The whole filling out,
your name, your address.
Taxes and stuff.
Right.
Adult stuff.
You better take that home, have someone look at it.
Why don't you just have your mom do it?
Sheepy
My
will
mom
work for
doesn't
free.
live with me.
What's that?
My mom doesn't live with me. Sorry, never mind.
I had no idea that.
Yeah, I live with my dad.
You were never with your mom while we knew you?
Yeah, for as long as you know. Yeah, because the divorce was in 95, so.
Oh, I didn't know that. What did you do wrong as a little kid to chase your mom away?
I wasn't good enough. I just wasn't good enough.
Maybe if you would have had a different haircut.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you know what? I don't want you to worry anymore. Fez will be your mom.
Thank you, Fez.
Is that why you're always looking for a mother figure?
Maybe. I just, people take me under their wings, and I got a lot of wings
to me, there's nothing sad. This is the saddest thing. A little boy with no mom or a little girl with no dad. I don't know why. But in any movie, if it's like a man with that's raising a boy, I always worry about him. I always worry about him not having a mom. And the same thing with a little girl that doesn't have a dad. Now you, Sheepy, what happened with your mom? Why didn't she want you?
Well, I'm one of 4. It's just divorced, and my mom kind of went crazy or something like that, and she left us.
She left all 4 of you?
Yeah.
Are you the youngest?
No, I'm second to last. I have a
in everything you do?
Yes.
I didn't know all this. Here's the thing. I want Fez to take you out, buy you some dresses, and teach you what to do when you get your period. You need a mother figure, and that's going to be Fez right now.
He hasn't even started shaving his legs yet.
Yeah.
He's got to be taught everything.
Who's the latest girl that you're obsessed with, Sheepy, as a mother figure?
I don't think I have one right now.
You've gone through quite a few.
No, I don't know. It's more of like a big sister kind of thing.
All right, tell us who's like a big sister to you.
Well, it was Melissa a lot.
Uh-huh.
Sweet Melissa. Right now, it seems like Happy Tapping Girl is like protecting me a lot and stuff.
Now, what does she do to protect you when the kids start to throw sticks at you?
Yeah.
She'll say, stop it.
When people,
maybe she could teach you how to be a cool rider.
But
so she's your big sister now.
I guess so.
Poor thing.
She doesn't want. I guess she doesn't want me to be corrupted by the people on the internet.
Like Lucci, like bad Lucci.
She is protecting her cub.
right, so, Sheepy, have you talked to Brian K. lately?
No, I sent him an email a couple weeks ago when the Razzle Dazzle thing happened, and I wrote him how great it was. I told him how everybody loves it and he's so happy, and then he was really excited about that and said that he can't wait till he's in New York so he can hang out again.
With you?
Well, with you guys, and I would hope I would get to come in.
Sheepy's our Brian K. Vaughan secretary. Set that up, Sheepy.
Maybe he'll marry your big sister, and then you'll finally be safe.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's coming up, too. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's got to be a big fantasy of yours. Brian K. Vaughan is your big brother.
That wouldn't be bad. He's got money, and he travels around the world, and writes great books.
Maybe try to get him with HTG.
Oh, that would be great. Well, actually, I think he's married.
So what? His wife doesn't post.
So is your mom.
My mom.
I'm just saying things change.
My mom's married to a guy named Bob.
Oh, well, you have a nice Bob. It's not like you lost a mom, you gained a Bob. Are you dancing to this, Sheepy?
Oh, not really.
Dance to it. Put out the cigarette. Like Winnie taught you, put out the cigarette.
Oh. She also, Winnie Cooper also taught me
how to tongue kiss?
No, she did. I learned that years ago. Yeah.
Sure. What guy taught you, Bob?
No.
Yeah. You need a Bob and Sunday where you can just you and Bob go fishing.
No, he likes to fly. He likes to fly kites made of garbage, kites out of garbage on the beach.
Oh, boy, you're a lucky boy, aren't you? Come on, wake up, Sheepy, or you're gonna miss the kite of garbage.
Things to do in Wildwood.
Every time a plastic bag's floating around, don't make it a kite.
Throw it away.
He's got a fucking string with a plastic bag. This is it, son. I hope you don't mind me calling you son.
I do.
Call me Sheepy.
Now, you were telling me you're going out with HTG this weekend. Why don't you just tell her that you can't make it, and then just show up with a motorcycle helmet on and just start riding back and forth. Maybe she won't know it's you till the end of the movie. You can tell her at the Rockahula Luau. All right, Sheepy. I'll talk to you later, kid.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Bye, Sheepy.
Why can't you be a big sister to him?
I didn't realize he was in that situation. I really need to. I need to step in.
I can get you hooked up with cheaper comic books now.
Oh, you're working there now?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be doing this Sunday too with someone else who works there because I didn't get I got a few customers but not enough to know if I'm smart enough to use the cash register. So
yeah, I can get you free comic books.
Really? From where?
The internet.
Thanks, Pepper Hicks.
No, don't steal. The comic books are very important to because in store, if we steal a comic, it's harder than stealing like from a movie company because the stores have to pay for the books themselves.
Kid, I'll come in there and take what's in the cash register. Don't worry about me taking the comics.
Okay.
What happened, Sheepy? We were robbed again.
And now I want to just say this. And if you tell anyone, you get another one of these. And I punch him in the breadbasket. All right, kid.
Okay, I'm sorry. Bye.
Don't be sorry.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Sheepy.
Bye.
We got to keep the girls away from him. Here's Redding. Hey, Redding. How are you, pal?
Hey, what's going on, buddies?
Yeah.
Hey, that was probably one of the funniest episodes of Lost I've ever seen. And you could really tell that Brian K's writing was all over it, too.
Yeah.
I mean, not just the fact that it's said, written by Brian K. Vaughan, but, like, even like the whole conversation about the Flash and Superman,
It's great.
like things like that were really, it was just a well written episode, and it's great that he's getting that kind of recognition.
Yeah. You know what's bad though is I'm getting none. I would just like some kind of recognition.
Ron, you are the greatest. I mean, you've got the best show. You got great. You got a great thread on Whackbag.
That's the one I'm proud of. That's the Dark Side of the Moon thread. All right, talk to you later.
All right, man.
Wait a minute, we got a spy report.
Spy report. Spy report.
I just took the second shit of the day. It was a quick one too.
It's just a fast in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Was it from us talking about it?
Yeah. Combination of that plus the lunch that I had. So.
What'd you have for lunch?
Chinese.
Damn, I'm starving. What we got in there? Chinese? Earl?
Sorry, no Chinese.
Why don't you just pull your eyes back and just, when you say that.
Sorry, no Chinese.
Racist. You fucking racist. Let me say, do that again. You look like one of those things whose dad was a Vietnam soldier. Was a soldier at the Vietnam War. Mom was a hooker. You ever see those kids in 60 Minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't fit in either world.
Those forgotten kids.
Yeah.
Forgotten war babies.
Here is John. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yo.
Yeah.
Hey,
Not
Sean,
another one.
well, whatever. No big deal. Listen, so how pissed were you guys that Charlie didn't get the arrow in the neck or what?
Yeah, I knew right away that it was the thing. I knew he wasn't out.
It still caught me off guard, that opening scene with Charlie, because you should expect something bad to happen. But even though you knew it was just one of Desmond's premonitions again, still got me.
Don't play that game of pulling your eyes back, because I will tape your eyes back, and then I'll bind your feet and make you walk around like that with little feet. That's right. And I'll get those chopsticks and put them back in your mouth. Let's go with the whole gimmick. I'll play a little game of UVC, and I'm chasing you around. Here's Buzz. Buzz, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron and Fez, what up, buddies?
Yeah.
Hey, just want to let you know, my brother does work for ABC, and it's true that they're not coming back till January. They're going to have it 26 weeks in a row.
So no ABC till January.
No ABC for for Lost.
Oh.
They're going to have replacement shows in the fall.
Yeah.
And then they're going to come back and run them all in a row.
The whole network should just go dark.
Actually, it should.
Yeah.
Until they're ready.
I don't know what it is, Fezzy. You put those little chopsticks, get them to look like a little walrus. It's adorable. I think it's cute for them too.
That's a joke that'll go through the ages.
Oh yeah, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? It's eternal. I wish my brother worked for ABC. I'd always say to him, ABC the duckies. We need to take a break here. I'm gonna throw some stuff at Earl. Ron and Fez show.
It's the Ron and Fez show on XM 202.
He came out of the darkness in the middle of the night, blazing like a mother with a fist of dynamite. He ain't fooling no one on that pile of chrome and steel, burning up the pavement like he was some kind of wheel. He's looking for a rumble and some heads are gonna bust. He's gonna take a tumble with one voluntary thrust. The only thing you guys are gonna do is eat his Who's that guy?
Yeah. I think that guy's gonna be Sheepy. That's who's that guy.
Sheepy?
Yes.
It was Sheepy?
Yeah, Sheepy, the Australian student. Everybody knows that's who it is. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. We really need this vacation next week. We really...
Couple days away.
Yeah, I mean, when Lilly hands me notes that says, update, I just took my second shit of the day, I know that it's not just me burnout, but it's the entire team. You're going away. You're going in the Nut Hut. You got anything planned at all, Earl?
No real plans. I have some friends coming in town.
Mm-hmm.
So.
By imaginary friends?
No. From my friend Kate's coming in from San Francisco.
Really? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Might tap that ass.
A little something maybe.
White girl?
Yes.
No. Boy, I'll tell you, when they get on a plane for cock, they're desperate. I will tell you that. Any woman who gets on a plane with the sole intention of cock, desperate. Dave, you got anything planned at all?
Yeah, I'm going to be going down to Carolina.
Nothing could be finer, huh?
Honeymoon.
There's just one for him now.
You know what? You might get out there on the top of that mountain and decide you don't want to come back.
No, I don't think so.
That's not a bad life. Where you going, Asheville?
Yeah, I'm going right to Asheville.
Uh-huh.
It's very scenic and pretty.
I've actually been there. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. I'll play some wiffle ball and probably drink a lot.
Yeah, that's no different than any day of your life. You're drunk and hitting a wiffle ball in your own living room.
In Colombia, that dormant volcano finally blew. They said this thing's...
that volcano blows, trust me.
They said it's probably been dormant for thousands of years, and now it erupted. But so far they're saying no injuries and no deaths from this thing.
Lava doesn't hurt humans anymore. That's the beauty of it. Since Pompeii, we have learned how to deal.
So it's causing flooding and avalanches and everything else.
Why would it cause a flood?
I think what's happened is, I think it's like a domino effect with the avalanche going into the river swells, and then it kind of spills over, and that starts the flooding.
Well, it is a swell river. I can't take anything away from it.
What do you think's the scariest natural disaster?
Well, any natural disaster, scary.
Right.
Makes you feel like nothing. I'm going to still go with that big wall of water, Fez, the rogue wave, the tsunami, whatever names that you give it for wherever you happen to be. But the giant wall of water, I think, is the natural thing for humans to be afraid of.
I think earthquake, where the ground is going to open up and just swallow you.
No, not a good feeling.
That is scary as hell.
Yeah. Remember when you were a little kid, you would think about volcanoes and earthquakes quite a bit?
Oh, yeah.
Little kids love to sit around and think about natural disasters.
Get fascinated with that.
Yeah. Earl, you got a scariest natural disaster? Anything that really bothers you?
Tornado.
Scary one. Giant tornado.
Tornado, just...
Twister?
Yeah.
Pick you up in a twister?
Yeah, because you just don't know where it's going, and it just devours everything in its path. You can't run from it, really, or, you can go into the basement, but even still, you can have a whole house leveled.
And unlike a hurricane, you don't have any sort of preparation time that the tornado is forming and it's headed for your neighborhood. It's just there.
Yeah, I disagree because I think hurricanes are the worst because they can create tsunamis and earthquakes and tornadoes. So hurricanes really can create everything. They're the mother of all.
Nothing comfortable about any one of these. There's not one of them that went, no, that one doesn't bother me. Every one of them, there's nothing you can do about it. Here's Mike. Mike, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddies. I was going to say a tornado, too. I think for individually, like, the scariest would be a tornado, just if you have to see it coming. I think, like, disaster-wise, it's not the worst, but, like fear-wise, I think it's still the most
fear.
If
I ever got sucked up in a tornado, I would definitely act like I was rowing a boat, because that used to give me such comfort when I watched Wizard of Oz. I just felt like if you can go with the boat angle and act like you're tipping your hat, nature knows you're not playing games. Here's Keith. Keith, you're on Fez.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, up here in San Francisco, they're talking about the eruption, saying that it's Imus's fault.
Well, Imus did apologize. He did apologize for that. Here is Tony. Tony, you're on Fez.
What's happening, fellas?
Yeah.
I was down in Acapulco last week for a little vacation and laying on the couch, and all of a sudden this damn house started shaking. They had a 6.2 earthquake. I never felt anything like that in my life. It reduced me to a little girl.
Did you start crying like a baby?
Everything but the high-pitched scream, yes. Went running around looking for the local people, asking what the hell had just happened. It was freaky, man.
The weird thing is this, though. I'm going over this in my head. I've never had an earthquake dream. I don't even think I've had the wall water dream. I've definitely had the twister dream, though. The tornado dream.
I have had the tornado dream. I have had the tsunami dream. I have the tsunami dream a lot.
The wall water?
The wall of water. I can see it on the horizon, and it just goes up as high as I can see, and it's coming at me.
I remember even being a little kid at the beach, though, and always trying to imagine the wave as if you were the size of something little. And every wave, I would just go, what would this be like, you know? And you know how you build sandcastles at the beach? I always built them close enough that eventually one big wave would come and knock it down. I was obsessed with that. Here's our buddy, Foundry Music, Jeff. Jeff, how are you, pal?
Hey, how's it going?
What kind of dogs do you have, you and your chick?
American Eskimo.
American Eskimo.
Oh, okay.
Was my German Shepherd so far off now?
It's like Pomeranian size, big poofy white ball with pointed ears. It's very cute.
Is it going to get bigger than that?
About 20, 25 pounds.
Yeah.
It's a small dog, about the size of a beagle, but really, really fluffy and white.
Yeah.
It's good for Misty because it's not too violent. She got ripped apart by a German Shepherd when she was a kid, and her face got all effed up. So.
Yeah, I noticed. I always want to ask what happened to her.
Yeah.
You know, I was bit by German Shepherds too. I think every kid gets bit by a German Shepherd. We used to go to my neighborhood.
I think it tore her face to shreds, and it was.
Oh, I didn't get bit that bad.
And stuff like that.
But we always used to call them police dogs. We didn't call them German Shepherds. They had a police dog. David, come in here. So go ahead.
Oh, I got bit by a dachshund one time. German dog, nonetheless.
Jeff, what do you need, buddy?
You ever see the movie Deep Impact?
Yeah.
That big moving wall of water, like 200, 300, 400 feet high, that gives me the douche chills. I am so afraid of that because there's nothing you can do. If with tornadoes, maybe you can take shelter. With walls of water, you can't go anywhere safe.
No, it's just coming at you. It's going to wipe everything out.
Wall water is scariest?
I still think earthquake is scarier than the wall of water.
I'm now starting to think wall water. I mean, just a giant wall of water. Nothing you can do about it. He's right about that Deep Impact, where it all gets sucked out, and you just look up. And then I always thought of those two idiots that stood there and took it when all they had to do was run back a little bit. They would have been fine.
Yeah, you see Elijah Wood on the back of the moped. He was fine. And not that far away.
Let me head over here. Go to Brian. Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
26110, guys.
Yeah, pal.
Dave, how does a hurricane cause an earthquake?
Well, that it doesn't cause. Dave gets confused.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Well, you know what? Overall, he is a good person. You know, he just doesn't know what he's talking about. That's all. That's the only thing.
Natural disasters scare him.
You know, you haven't watched this Dangerous Catch?
Oh, no, Deadliest Catch.
What do I call it?
Dangerous Catch.
I'm starving. I like Catch of the Day. They had a rogue wave, and that 60-foot wave came out of nowhere. It's on the fucking screen. Turns the whole ship to its side. Frightening.
We had Sig and Edgar in from the Deadliest Catch yesterday at the end of the show.
Good guys.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? It's a little embarrassing, though. They do real men work. Where they look around at us, basically, we're doing girl work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they can't sit in here and respect what we do.
I mean, at the same time, it's not like they're getting iron ore or anything we need. It's fucking snow crabs. I don't respect them either, then. Is that their angle? They don't respect us?
They never said that. But they are in a life-threatening job.
HTG, Dave's trying to call you. Pick up. Don't act like you're above everything as you're putting your plates away. Yeah, but all they're doing is getting crab legs where we're doing something important. We're entertaining people. We're entertaining truckers as they drive across the country. That's something real. See, truckers is a man's job.
Oh, yeah, that's totally a real man's job.
Very few men jobs left in the world.
No.
Very few men jobs.
Some construction workers.
Yeah, if you're working high enough.
Oh, yeah.
I think you should be up there high. Here's Eric. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. One natural disaster that's kind of like another is an avalanche or a mine cave-in. Both of those freak me out.
Well, a mine cave-in, you're the one who went down in a mine. You know, but the fact of there's nothing scarier than the term there's trouble in the mines. Trouble in the mines is just frightening.
Yeah, but you can't count it as a natural disaster when you're the one that went and hollowed out the earth so that everything on top of it dropped out. So it's Yeah, so, I mean, I can understand that. And the avalanche, which is basically the wall of water, except with dirt and rocks. So, I don't know, the land tsunami is the avalanche.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how much, that could be scarier than the tsunami.
All right, I better go. What's that, Fez?
I'm thinking the avalanche could be scarier than the tsunami.
How could it be?
Because it's rocks and earth doing the exact same thing that a tsunami does.
Would you be more afraid of a tsunami or a salami?
Tsunami.
No, not me. I would hate to be buried under salami, and just the smell alone while it's crushing you. What is scary to you then? Tsunami or heart attack?
Heart attack.
All right.
Yeah. I have that one.
All right, I'm going to put you back on with Dave. All right, bye. Hey, Big D, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, I want to see if you thought telephone people were a real men's job or if we were just a bunch of pussies.
Well, at least you're working outside. I give you that. But your life's not at risk. Unless you touch the wrong wire.
Go downtown in Miami in the Haitian company, in the Haitian part of Miami, and see if your life's at risk then.
Well, then everybody who sells crack is doing a man's job.
I hate you, Earl.
All right, peace. Earl, I don't want you to take that personal. He's got his own problems. Let me go over here to Shane. Shane, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey guys, I've been through. I can't say anything about tsunamis because I've never been through that, but I think I've been through pretty much everything you guys have mentioned, other than the mine collapse. And I agree with you, that's a man-made deal. And I've got to tell you, there's been nothing more terrifying than a tornado, because there's no warning. You can't do anything. It's moving too fast and it's too unpredictable. You don't know where it's going to go. At least with everything, you have some sort of escape or warning. An avalanche, you do have a chance to ski through it. Lots of people have done that. I've been in that situation. I've been through pretty much everything but the tsunami, so I can imagine that's got to be horrible, but nothing scares me like a tornado. And, yeah. So.
All right, don't be afraid. We're here. Jeff, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, hey, what's up, Ron?
Yeah.
Hey, I was going to tell you, man, remember in that movie The Abyss, that's what the underwater aliens were going to destroy humanity with, was the giant wall
I didn't
of water.
want to tell Fezzy because he's never seen the director's cut. I was very shocked that you didn't like the film The Abyss, Fez. I thought that'd be right out of your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought
it was phenomenal.
I just really didn't care for it that much. I don't know what the problem was with it. Maybe I'll check out that director's cut just to see this other ending. But the effects were good, but as a movie, it really didn't get to me that much.
Let me go over here to Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Ski patroller, 7 years in Vail, used to launch percussion grenades into avalanche areas, haul dead bodies out.
So, why the percussion grenades? To make an avalanche?
Yeah, well, you got to set them off before someone else sets them off and gets caught in them. So you got to, it's preventative measures. But, ski patroling's a lot more. You got people running into trees and getting crazy.
Yeah, but you wear a leotard, and that's a problem.
No.
Spandex is never going to be considered a man's job. I'm sorry. Here's Cheyenne. You're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I was just calling to correct Fez. An avalanche is with snow. He said it was with mud and rocks. That's a mudslide or a landslide.
Landslide, that's what I was thinking.
I think that could be considered an avalanche, too, though, with rocks and dirt.
No, an avalanche.
I always thought so.
I thought so, too. I don't think... Now, there is an avalanche with snow, but I also think that you could have an avalanche with mud and rocks. By the way, look how Bronx Johnny spells Cheyenne. Like he's a girl named Ann that's shy.
Hello, Shy Ann.
Colin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yo, fellas. Union bricklayer, and it's pretty rough. Really, the last frontier. You can still tell your boss he's a fucking asshole.
But you can actually, as long as you keep doing the work, right?
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Really the modern-day pirate ship.
Well, I carried block for almost half an hour before I quit the job one time. And really, I said there's got to be a better way. You know, you're basically like the mule for the bricklayer.
Yeah.
I could just go, I can't see this working out long time.
Nothing would get done if I had that job. I'm bringing 1-2 bricks at a time.
Yeah, and those guys work fast. It would actually be a decent thing to be able to say, here's what I built. Here's what I did. That's what I think this generation doesn't get enough of that, you know? Like, my great-grandmother used to tell me how her husband wasn't my grandfather. It was her husband after my great-grandfather. But he was, and she would tell me as a little kid, that they went out to San Francisco, and he worked on the Golden Gate Bridge. I was obsessed with that as a kid. I wanted to see every picture of it. I fucking completely blew out of proportion what his thing was. But no matter what happens, that thing is still standing. And Jack English's life was tied up in that somehow. That is an interesting thing to say about your life. The things that you built live on after you. It's got to be a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, it's a very comfortable feeling
Yeah.
of knowing some part of you is going on.
Well, here's a weird thing for you, Fez, that I don't even think you know this. But through the satellites and not only that, every radio broadcast that we've ever done is still heading out in space.
Oh, yeah. I've never thought of that.
It's still out there. Those sound waves are traveling, and someone could pick that up reasonably 1 million years from now. Or has already heard it in some way.
Yeah.
But it just will travel on and on and on like that.
All right, that's a good thought. That's a good, comfortable thought.
The problem is it's with every other radio wave.
Oh, yeah.
Why would they just find yours?
Well, you never know, by chance. Like a message in a bottle in the middle of a giant ocean.
Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, buddies. I was just wondering why you didn't mention the volcano. I don't think there's anything scarier than being next to a volcano and having that pyroclastic cloud coming at you or the wall of lava or something.
I'm just not the guy that's going to be standing there next to it. And the other thing, lava looks so slow. I think I could outrun it.
Yeah, you ever see that movie Dante's Peak? Where that thing loses its top and then that cloud of hot ash and dust, and you're talking about a wall of shit coming at you.
Dave, where did they get all this booze from? It's an incredible amount of liquor.
They're just spending their hard-earned money on the booze.
You were kidding me.
No, they want to have this party.
They're keeping this on the QT, though, right?
No, I mean, yeah.
Invite listeners?
It's,
I'll just open up the phone lines. The same things we do tomorrow night.
I don't think
Are you
that they
nervous
want
about
that.
tomorrow night?
I started to get nervous
You're
this
backing
morning.
out of this thing with Casey, aren't you?
Hell no. No, but I'm just nervous about, how it will go and everything, but I'm very, very much looking forward to it. I think it's more excitement than nerves.
When exactly did you fall in love with Casey? The exact moment?
March 10th, 2007.
Mm-hmm.
We hung out and went to F.H. Riley's, and I just knew it right there.
Was there a certain thing you were talking about, or a certain moment? Then?
Yeah.
Your chick was already gone?
We both, she was gone. We both had, we both realized that we knew so many cast members from the Real Worlds. We were naming different casts and swapping stories about Real World Chicago, Real World New York.
What was your favorite?
My favorite is Real World Los Angeles because of John Brennan the Cowboy and Dominic the Irishman.
Give me Real World Seattle.
Real World Seattle consisted of David.
David, who was great. He fucked the producer. No one's ever done that
Kira.
before.
I love you, Kira!
Don't you fucking understand? Don't you fucking know what I'm doing? I'm ready to die for you.
I love you more than life, Kira. And
the crazy black guy who slapped the white girl.
Steven.
Yeah, slapped the white girl with...
that was... Irene was black hair, and she actually left because she just started freaking out. There was a cute Asian on the show.
Oh, very hot. And that was the hottest bitch show. All the chicks were hot on that show.
And there was a very hot little curly-haired girl who I always forget her name.
She worked for The Edge.
Yeah.
102.7 The Edge.
Right. With their reading their scripts.
Yeah.
It sounded real
That was
natural.
Lindsay.
I think Lindsay still works in radio, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Very sexy voice.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. She had the girl radio voice.
Right.
We're going to be with you playing rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little high. It's also
a little wet, and it's a little raspy. Every DJ sounds like that.
And I even did for her my Pedro impression.
Let's hear it.
From Real World San Francisco.
Yeah.
This is a scene where Puck actually took one of Pedro's condiments and just scooped it. It was very rude. And Pedro said, "I'm sorry. Puck comes in, he sticks his hands in my peanut butter. His hands have scabs on them. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go for this. I'm sorry, but this is disgusting."
Doesn't sound anything like...
No, not a bit.
Not even close.
That's exactly...
What about Real World Miami? That was a good one.
Real World Miami consisted of Joe from Fordham.
By the way, I ran into Joe one day. In
Really?
Central Park, yeah.
Because I ran into his tall, weird, blonde-headed girlfriend, fiance, met, whatever she fucking was, on the streets of New York. And I muttered...
I remember her.
Right, she was such a bitch, and I muttered bitch under my breath.
I think
she got real mad.
I think I can do a Joe impression, right?
Yeah.
Is it the balls or the shaft? The balls or the shaft?
Right.
Remember when the dog's dick? He kept saying the balls or the shaft.
Yeah, he was
over and over to the doctor.
My brother graduated Fordham Business School with him.
Congratulations! I had no idea.
Right. Well, my brother was on.
That was actually the Miami was a good one.
Yeah, actually, I listened totally. Flora, the crazy Russian.
Loved her, great ass.
Cut her foot open.
And then they fucked in the shower. Remember the one
Mike
and the spanking ass.
Very boring Mike.
Yeah.
And the Cuban
The PI.
girl. Yeah, they had a nice little threesome with another broad.
What else was a good year? Boston was the hot lesbian year.
Boston was really good. Yeah, Genesis was the hot lesbian, the black girl.
I'm one of the people who thought London was good.
Well, actually, London's my second favorite. Well,
Really?
no,
Most people hate that. They thought it was a boring year.
London's
They
my
kind of laid around the house.
Yeah, that's my third favorite season. I would say L.A., the original New York. You have to give props to
what
Mr.
started
Eric
off.
Neese,
Yeah.
to Miss Julie,
Eric
to
from
Becky.
the Grind?
Yeah, Eric from the Grind. The whole Norman, sensational.
Oh, yeah.
Who,
Norman. Becky was the hot chick, right, who fucked the producer.
Becky fucked Bill, the producer, in Jamaica, and they didn't invite the guys. Just the girls were allowed to go to it. You had Heather B., the great rapper.
Oh.
I don't know what happened to her career, but...
What happened to Heather B?
No idea. And it wasn't a great... She was not a great rapper.
Oh, here, speaking of funny rap thing.
He raped me. I began to shout.
Up at SUNY Purchase, they're doing their, whatever their spring party is.
Yeah.
That Bill is going to instead of our party.
Right.
One of the performers... What is the name of that? Are you going up to it?
It's called Culture Shock.
Culture Shock. Are you going up this year?
What? That entrance was like some weird sitcom. He spun around on his chair.
All right.
It was like fucking laughing.
Nobody could actually see it.
Yeah.
But he sat in a backwards chair and spun around like Marlo Thomas and that girl to answer Ronnie.
In like the thinking man's position. His fist was under his chin. He's like, yes.
Are you going up for it, Pepper?
No, not anymore.
Here's what I heard. One of the artists is going to be the rapper Saigon from the TV show Entourage.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's a real rapper.
Saigon is making this scene. I would go just for that. Yell, "You fuck turtle." So, you that big into it?
Yeah.
Still, do you still watch The Real World? Or you done?
I still watch it, but I usually cannot stand every single member of the show. Like this year, I fucking hate the whole cast. I
think Hawaii was the last year I cared.
Yeah.
Even by the time Chicago and Vegas, I hung in, and even New Orleans a little bit, but Philly, it all was run together. And then, since there's so many reality shows on, it just seems stupid now.
I think it hit its pinnacle at Vegas. Because that was the year Hawaii blew it up. Hawaii blew it up, and then Vegas was the direct year after Hawaii. And you had Trishelle and the two really hot black chicks, and then Bryn, the stripper. And they were just,
they were off the hook.
New Orleans might have been one of the worst seasons. I didn't get a lot out of that.
No,
that was kind of a boring house.
There was a really good-looking blonde who has I call them the Jack Nicholson eyebrows. Whenever a girl has those type of eyebrows, it drives me crazy.
I'm like Fez. I cannot be anti-New Orleans. That city's been through too much. I will not put them down. Matter of fact, I'm a big fan of the Saints now. I consider them America's team.
Chicago, another forgettable year. Second New York return, forgettable.
Yeah.
Not a lot there. But, I mean, I think...
It's all run together once Survivor started and everything like that. So, Casey's favorite year was what?
Her favorite year, I believe, is New York. The original New York.
OJ?
Yeah. And I mean, that's tough to dispute. The only problem is there's not a lot of episodes because they only stayed in the house for 2 months, where now they keep the kids in there for 5 months.
Is it that long?
Yeah. So it's a lot, you know, you have a lot more material, but the fucking thing is...
And some of those guys don't even, they didn't even show up, like the black kind of radical guy, who is, I think, a councilman in Brooklyn.
Kevin Powell?
Yeah.
Yeah, he also became an editor for Vibe.
Yeah, he's written a couple of books. He's written for Vibe. He had one of I think the last interviews with Tupac before he got
Remember
killed.
Andre's band, Rain Dance?
Sure.
Recently, I looked him up on MySpace, and he has some weird like folk group going on.
He was like a girl boy.
Really embarrassing. Yeah.
No.
Just before grunge hit, he had his long hair, and you thought maybe he could slide in with the grunge guys, but...
No, it was a girl singing. It was not real. Hey, Slider, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, yeah, Kev Slider. Heather B actually has a show on XM, and it's called Spit Ticker Radio. So, and she's not rapping on it, but she's talking about, like, old school rap and stuff.
Thanks, man. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hey, Ronnie. Hey, Earl, way to put your 2 cents in for the black guy. Hey, Dave, did you come up with that Pedro impression by yourself?
Yes, I did.
Maybe hearing it maybe from Opie and Anthony.
I've had from Anthony.
What are you copying Anthony's impressions?
No,
that is not an impression.
Cheap. You suck, Dave.
I've never heard the guy do it in my life. All right, well, believe me or believe me not. You want me to call one of my friends from college and say that I've been doing this for as long as Pedro's been?
As long as you heard Anthony do it?
No, because I've been doing it before.
So Anthony ripped you off.
I'm not saying that either, but I did it before.
Let me hear your dice gay.
I don't do any of those type of things. My Pedro...
Oh!
Can I get a friend on the phone?
Oh!
Do your tarot read
from
what? Paradise.
Let's cancel this party tomorrow. I'm fucking disgusted with you right now.
I never heard Anthony do it in my life. I could get a friend on from college.
Hello? Yes, number, please.
Get me my friend from college.
He will vouch that I did it, and this was before O&A came to New York. Thank you. I won.
So they weren't on in Boston.
I didn't hear him in Boston. I lived in New Jersey. How could I possibly hear this show?
Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Hottest chick ever on Real World was Genesis.
Yeah, that's the one I talked about from Boston, the gay chick.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Very, very good-looking chick.
Yeah.
And I have my suspicions that she wasn't a true blue lesbian.
No, she is. She still is. They brought her back for those. Now, do you ever try to watch those Real World versus Road Rules shows?
Oh, sure.
They're fucking hideous.
I love them.
Voting each other off.
This new season coming up, it's going to be the villains versus the good people. So we'll get to see all of the bad guys on one team versus the good guys on another.
Wow, I can't wait. I'll have to TiVo that.
Should be very exciting.
That's going to hurt someone's feelings when they get called up and say, hey, we want you for the villains team.
No, they love it.
Yeah?
They know who they are.
I mean, the whole thing is a performance. It's wrestling.
Yeah, that's true.
What are we eating today? I'm starving.
How about a hamburger?
Might have something delivered.
Oh. Chinese food.
No, I already watched everybody else eat that. It seems anticlimactic.
Sushi?
I don't like to have sushi delivered. Actually, there's no sushi around here I even like. I gotta go all the way over the east side to get my sushi. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez. Mike, go ahead, buddy. We got you? We lost you. Eric, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, boys, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, I was up in Claremont, New Hampshire, in this little podunk town in a Home Depot, and there comes CT walking down the aisle from Real World. I forget which one.
Paris.
But, yeah, some lady comes up. She goes, you remember CT from Real World? I'm like, yeah. She goes, I just walked by him. The guy stands out like a sore thumb in this little redneck town, with his big bandana and his big aviator with mirror and big down vest. But he said he was an ass to her.
He looked like he was one of my least favorite people of all time.
He's a prick.
if he ever wrote his name CT, I would just put a UN in the middle and walk away. 'Cause that's what he is to me.
Have a good one, boys.
Sort of a modern day's Eric Nies with the bandana and the this and the that.
By the way, Eric Nies, I believe, passed away from old age just the other day, so it's pretty sad.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he lived a long life. He was 83.
R.I.P.
Eric from the grind. Come on, everybody. Eric from the grind.
R.I.P. Eric.
Tomorrow night, the big party for Dave. Trying to put everything together. It looks like Lilly the Shitter has this thing rolling, though.
Somehow, in between movements, she's pulled it all off.
That's the end of my show. Donk.
With Harry, Mark, and John. Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday to Thursday with Harry, Mark, and John. Satellites gone up to the skies. Things like that drive me out of my mind. I watched it for a little while. I love to watch things on TV. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of love.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.